Hello, I'm a miserable little pile of secrets, but enough talk, have at you, and this is APGamingREAL. I made a challenge last week. I am a man of science and statistics, numbers, logic, facts, but occasionally I also like to rely on superstition, luck, and just general bullshit. So I made a challenge that would reach out to the universe and use my luck to alter the course of human events for the 4 regular cast members of this show, if they are all correct. In my freezer, there is a cookie waiting for me. If I am wrong, I shall not the cookie eat. Therefore, allow me to see if I was correct this week. Cotton! Answer truthfully. Did anything terrible happen to you this week?
I was taking off my heart medicine.
That's terrible.
That's good. That's good, right? That's good.
No. I'm taking off to prepare for a heart surgery.
It's still not.
I will allow the jury to weigh in on this.
So kind of a mixed bag.
Well, there's a potential good outcome there, right?
I don't want to do it again.
Okay. All right. I've lost already.
I did almost lose my leg last time.
Oh, jeez. You know, I'm done.
I'm gonna have to.
That was the only bad thing, though. I'm just nervous about it.
I'm still gonna have to call that 50-50 because
nope, I've already lost. I don't even need to check in with everybody else. You know what?
I feel so bad.
Sid, I'm gonna check in with you because mine for you was not getting into any Twitter arguments, and surprisingly, for the first time in months, you actually didn't.
No, I did
all
not.
week long. It was shocking.
You didn't give yourself a margin of error, like I need, 3 out of 4 cast members correct.
No,
it had to be all or none.
All or none. Yeah. What is the point to believing that you might be able to alter the course of fateful events by just wishing hard enough if it doesn't work 100% of the time?
This is AP. You know he's going to be like it's always going to be all or nothing with him. That's just how
exactly.
it is.
If my heart surgery is successful, I will have no more problems and I'll be healthy.
All right. You know what? We'll put an impartial at that one. The cookie will wait, assuming that the others go well. Pondo, did something interesting enough happen to you to talk about during tonight's intro?
Yeah, loans and insurance and adult things that.
Yeah, but I already knew that. I meant like positive. We're talking
positive. I mean, it got approved.
Okay, all right. I'll take it. Raddosaurus, you're the final one. I insist that you answer honestly, though.
Okay.
Were you happy this week?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If Cotton's heart surgery goes well, if she doesn't lose a leg this time around, I will take that cookie out of the. It's not like it's going to get any colder. Like it's freezer's the same temperature all year round. So that's it.
I'm a generally happy person. I feel like that's pretty easy.
I mean,
I don't know. You did have to think about that one though, which
like lately I'm just
only because I was concerned it might be a trick for a moment.
No, this is a trick. A trick.
Spoken like a true.
When do I lay verbal traps for people? Is that a thing that I do?
I don't know.
I don't think that's true.
I lay verbal traps for people all the time.
Yeah, I know you do, motherfucker.
But they never know because I hardly ever spring them. I just want to see if they'll fall into them, and then I don't pull the trigger on the backside. I
stumble into them blindly and then jump up and down on them for a bit.
I'm just like, I'm going to see if I can get them to take a certain position or feel a certain way about something. And then if you always go around saying I told you so, then you lose your ability to set verbal traps for people because then they're always on guard. It's always best to be underestimated.
Rad practicing his psychological warfare on people.
Listen, I've had enough complaints about Raddosaurus psychological warfare to last me a fucking lifetime. That's what I have to say. Oh, look, guys.
See, we have the emotional sniper and the intellectual landmine.
Here's my problem this week. I checked my YouTube statistics for like the first time in forever, and I was like, oh, I've only had 1 dislike this month. And then I was going back. People are giving me lots of likes on my videos and no dislikes. Nothing bad has happened for a short time. Nothing, like I can't. It's now. I'm like, I'm
You're
like,
asking us to drive it into the ground tonight?
no, I feel like I'm waiting for something bad to
Challenge
happen.
accepted.
I'm waiting for the next Dan being gone for 2 weeks and shutting down my entire channel. I'm waiting for the next Sociospats. I'm waiting for the next Burning Crowns or the next so what was that show that we were on with the spaceships?
Oh, Stars Without Number?
Yeah. No,
Sons of Gold.
Sons of Gold. I'm waiting for the next Sons of Gold moment where something happens and just because I asked my cast this week and everybody's like, oh, I'm really satisfied with the show, and I'm like, really? We're like 20 weeks in, you're satisfied and you're just okay with continuing forever, and they're like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, this is so weird. I don't know what we're doing here.
I mean,
My shows don't go longer than 20 weeks normally.
I was actually posting on Discord earlier this week saying, "Is it Thursday yet?"
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's just a Critical Role thing. You can't steal that from them. Okay.
they did that.
That's their tagline. Is it Thursday yet? They hashtag it.
You can't.
I did not know that. So
You can't copyright looking
I'm
forward to
innocent
the day of
here.
the week. Is it Friday? Is it Friday yet? There, I took that. That's mine. No one else can now look forward to Friday. That's my day of the week to look forward to.
Not even
You're
the
wrong. You're
Step
wrong.
off
It's
my
been
day.
copyrighted before that, good sir. Let me tell you about a young woman.
I'm
Okay.
putting the hashtag on Twitter right now.
All she wanted was to make a music video, and she asked her father to get a famous local rapper to help her do it.
Doesn't matter though.
Her name is Rebecca Black, and she created a rap
Just
about the day
stop.
of the week known as Friday and how great it is.
But that's a song about how it is currently Friday. I own looking forward to Fridays in the future.
Those are two entirely different aspects.
Very different.
And someone had that already. There was a restaurant called TGIF Friday. All right.
Yeah.
It's not
Again.
TGIF Friday. It's TGI Fridays. God
Yeah, oh boy, Sid.
damn it.
That's
Oh,
like
no.
trying to correct somebody about you and your with an apostrophe on the internet. Come on now.
Oh, I'm so bad at that.
Whether it's two with one O or two O's.
Does it irritate you when people say ATM machine? You're like, God damn it. It's not an automatic teller machine.
The DARPA agency. That's the one that I've heard before. It drives people
DARPA
nuts.
agency. God damn it.
Oh,
No.
It's government work for you. So look, I don't know when the next bad thing's going to happen, but I'm trying to get out ahead of it. I assume something will catch on fire at some point, or my studio will explode, or
I mean,
cat
I
will be
am
my
still
cat.
doing my
New
best to
golden
keep the
era.
internet on fire.
no, golden
Could
arrows
be.
don't happen. This isn't Civilizations.
I mean, you did stop the explosion because you did replace your dryer that was leaking gas.
Yeah, let me tell you.
What?
You know
Your
what?
dryer was leaking
That's
gas?
yeah. It was so okay. Let me tell you the story. Dryer leaking gas. I found out because I was like standing at the dryer, right? And every morning I go and get wet cat food for my cat. If all dry cat food was eliminated from my world, the cat wouldn't care because she loves wet cat food. She will kick her dry cat food aside to take the wet cat food. So when she didn't follow me into the laundry room, I was like, what's going on here? She like sat at the doorway. She made meowing noises. She looked weirdly at the dryer, and I was like, is there something wrong with the dryer? And then I went in there. I was like, oh, I can kind of smell something, but I don't really know. So I went to the gym. I came back. The smell was a little stronger. I left my house. I called the fire department. They called the gas company. The gas company sent somebody. It took them 3 tries. He was like, I think there's something here, but I'm not sure. It's like literally at the barely perceptible level. And he was like, you better replace this. So now I've got a new washer and dryer. All right. The washer is physically smaller than the old washer, but has twice the internal space in a way that confuses me. It's
So
like a
you
bag
just-
of holding as a washer.
So you bought a mini TARDIS. Got right.
Is it a front load washer or a top
No,
load?
it's a top. I used to have a front load, and now I have a top load, and the top load is like completely empty inside. It's beautiful. I just take an entire bag of. So now I could just take my laundry bags and just dump them straight down into the laundry machine instead of having to take every article and put it in carefully.
So it doesn't
Right.
have an agitator in the middle.
That's correct.
Interesting. You have
Yes.
to let me know how that goes.
They do it where it's like a little mini one at the
Yeah,
bottom.
it's been working out pretty well so far. But let me tell you about this dryer, okay? All right, the dryer's like it'll take 30 minutes to dry your clothes. I was like, that sounds like a little short, right? I come back in 30 minutes. It's like, it's going to take an hour to clean your clothes. I'm like, it's been 30 minutes. How is it going to take an hour? That's an hour and 30 minutes. I come back in an hour and it says it's going to be 30 minutes. So it's 2 hours to get your clothes dry. Let me tell you, that slows my shit down when I can wash them in like 45 minutes and I dry them over 2 hours. So now my whole Congo line, I'm disturbed. I'm disturbed.
The whole production line of washer to dryer to folding is totally screwed. Yeah,
I know.
So you start to consider buying a second dryer and stacking it on top of the one you have.
But it's a top load dryer, so I can't even stack it above it.
Yeah.
Everything top
Low
load.
dryer?
I know, but it's beautiful.
How do you?
Super weird.
Really good top load dryers.
That's weird.
I didn't know either, and I worked at Lowe's.
I don't know, man. I just got this shit.
I'm still ready for the singular combo machine that you put them in and washes and dries and folds your clothes and
I
spits
feel like
them
that
out
would be
full right.
incredibly dangerous.
That's what I need. Well, they have combo machines. They already have machines
Washer
that do
dryer
both.
combos.
I'm
Yeah,
waiting-
just make sure it doesn't connect to Skynet, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the one that will also fold my clothes. That's
Well,
what-
there is they have worked on a machine that will automatically, you put your clothes onto the spindle thing and then it
I have seen that.
folds them
Yeah,
for you.
Yeah.
Ridiculously expensive, but
right. That's for like department stores, basically. Yeah.
yeah.
I hadn't been looking at chat. Apparently, the zings have been coming all night long. That is true. I do occasionally say, "Are you sure that's what you want your character to do?" But that's not a trap. I'm just confirming. It's a warning. If I say that, you should be like, "Oh shit, did I just fuck up real bad?"
It's the classic GM wink. That,
I only
hey,
occasionally
you're
do
screwing
that
up
when
here.
it's mundane. Very occasionally, I'll do it when someone does something just to fuck with them, and they'll be like, yeah, that's what I do."
So like
Every
me
time you
all
do
the
that, I
time.
get scared.
Good, excellent. You know, just as long as I'm going off on rails, I'm gonna do one more, Cotton. I want to remind you that once there was a play-by post that I ran called Chrome Blooded for the show Chrome Blooded, right? And the Priory of Scion, the Secret Illuminati, what the fuck was their name?
I don't. It was a Unos thing, so I don't know.
Yeah, okay. But you remember them, right? They were that secret group
Yes.
that created their own special server. And
Yes.
they reached out to me one time and they were like, "We would like to invite you to the server so that we can bring our storyline into the main storyline." And in all capital letters, I was like, "Are you sure this is what you want?" As a joke. And they were like, "Oh God, we have to rethink everything that we're doing. No, he's going to destroy us." And they didn't talk to me again. And at some point later, I was like, "Whatever happened with you guys?" And they were like, "I thought you were going to burn our server down." And I was like, "I just want to know if you guys were cool with it. Like, had you fully thought through the idea?" Oh boy. All right, let's do some introductions. I spent 13 minutes bullshitting people, and I only made one Castlevania reference.
And didn't get a cookie.
I mean, look, the cookie is...
Not yet.
There's a new philosophy that I've been envisioning over the last 10 minutes, all right? It's called Arthur
tell this
Perkins's
is what
freezer, right? Is the cookie still in the freezer? We won't know until we observe whether Cotton comes out of heart surgery okay or not. If she does, the cookie's not in the freezer.
So this is Skinner Box meets Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah, basically.
But my surgery's going to be like in hopefully months.
That's a disgusting cookie then.
Yeah.
Look, it's in the freezer, okay?
That thing will be pretty damn dry then.
All
You
I'm
should
saying
eat
is
it now.
season 4 opener.
Arthur,
I'll
what
pull the
happens with
cookie out.
carbohydrates?
Season 4.
What happens with
Arthur.
carbohydrates when you chill them?
It's a frozen cookie, man. It's supposed to be frozen.
It polymerizes the sugar molecules. That thing will be dry as hell.
It's supposed to be frozen.
Look, just get yourself a new cookie. You have my address. Send me that cookie. It'll be thawed out by the time it gets to me.
So what? I'll hold on to the cookie for you.
I will hold it in good trust, and then when all the conditions.
This isn't
are
a
met,
fucking
I'll send it
public
back to you.
cookie. All right? I'm not the president of the United States. I don't need to put my cookie in a blind trust with you. I feel like I won't get the cookie back. You're going to be like, "Arthur, the peanut farm's gone." And I'm like, "Peanut farm? It's a cookie."
Look, my fees are very reasonable. I'm just saying.
Holding one cookie costs one cookie.
Yeah.
Oh, Sid, let's do some intros before I spend OKEANOS level of time on intros.
Yeah, hi. I'm SidAlpha. I'm here. I do things. It's been an interesting week. The YouTube algorithm has finally remembered that I exist as of Friday. So
exist?
I'm not. Yeah, so I'm not. I'm now no longer losing subscribers every single day. It's a good feeling, especially for somebody like me that obsesses over shit like that. It's a really good feeling to be loved. It is.
I assume that when I'm not looking at you on Twitter or on the screen right now, that you just disappear into a void.
I mean, that's not entirely inaccurate. It depends on your point of view, I suppose.
The void is YouTube.
Well, I mean, I think it
YouTube.
depends on whether you've developed object permanence or not, but
The void is YouTube. I made one comment a while back, and I don't know if I mentioned this last week or not. That I posted on Twitter. Would someone please, for the love of God, come up with a program that will integrate all of the different PC-based game launchers like Bethesda and Battle.net and Steam and all that? Somebody already did, and
What?
it's actually really damn good, and it's free. It's called Playnite. Spelled Nite, Playnite. It's a free program. It looks very Steam-esque. You can set it up with your login credentials to be able to maintain all of your games and everything all in one browser. You can filter based on installed, uninstalled. You can filter by which game launcher they're on. It automatically downloads all the artwork. If there's a website or a forum associated with the game, it automatically provides you with a link in the launcher to be able to take you there if you want. You can even uninstall the game from Playnite if you want. It's really great. It is. I actually plan on doing a video to showcase this to give these guys some visibility, because for a free damn program, it's pretty slick. It really is.
is this like that old AOL ICQ messenger called Pigeon or whatever, where you could log into a whole shit ton of instant messengers all at once?
It's not too dissimilar of a concept.
Okay.
What was that? Trillium or whatever
Trillion.
that was called?
Yeah, Trillion.
It's not too dissimilar of a concept where you had one program that you could access all the others. And this basically, when you go to launch it, if that particular game launcher is closed, it will open it for you and then launch the game. But you have one launcher where all your games are, and you can connect to their websites, to their forums. You can uninstall them, and it's all in one platform, as opposed to making sure you have multiple launchers open and stuff. It's really great.
Well, I look forward to your video on this, Sid.
Yeah,
I
and it's
will
free.
watch it.
I'm going to be checking out the launcher myself, so I want to figure out what it is, because that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it sounds okay. All right, let's not oversell it.
I mean, it sounds very convenient, and I like convenience.
It's
That's
super
true.
convenient.
I also like convenience.
One thing I noticed though is I haven't been able to figure out if it auto updates how often it auto updates the games for, like, if you buy a new game or whatever. So I've been having to go in and tell it, okay, update your game list, and then it'll poll to check on any new games that you've purchased. It'll automatically determine if a game is installed or not, but
Okay.
it's a lot simpler. It's a lot more user friendly than using Steam for third party games. It's a lot. Discord's third party game system sucks. Epic is Epic. They don't even have it. Neither is Origin. Neither are any others. This one is, it's what I was looking for when I was thinking of, can I have one launcher for all these things?
Okay.
I know that's not much. It sounds kind of silly. Here's my intro. I'm going to pitch this thing to all you guys, but I'm impressed with it. I like it.
You got anything else to pitch?
No, videos have been going well. I've pissed off a couple of dirty devs. I've got more dirty dev stuff on the way. I've got video games that I've been playing. That's just how it is.
Things will never be the same.
I've been reminded that I have a one-on-one duel with Lore Reloaded once Mechwarrior 5 comes out, which I'm looking forward to losing that.
Man, I could not. Let me tell you, I couldn't watch more than 2 minutes of that video.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
I was laughing so damn hard.
I
at that.
guess,
really
man.
was.
I didn't think it was that funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, Sid.
Is there a MechWarrior 5 video now?
No, it's the what if Sid
No, it's-
became a Twitch thought.
Yeah, he lost a bet, so
Kind
he
of
had
felt
to
like
make,
you lost the bet.
he had to make a video about how my being able to gain more, I could gain more subscribers as a Twitch thought or a YouTube thought, and so he did a lore style video on what would have happened if I had become a YouTube thought and all that, and it's pretty hilarious. I thought it was great.
Is it though?
It is. It's not Arthur type of humor, but it is
Arthur
humorous.
type of humor. What? Let me
It didn't
let me
have
just.
anybody yelling out "Baka." Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I feel very insulted by that. I was gonna ask what is Arthur type humor, and you think that's my level of humor right there? Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. You got anything else, Sid?
Mhm. I mean, I landed a couple of more voice acting gigs.
Nice.
But they're all under
That's-
NDA,
that's
and you
fun.
can't talk about them, right?
Yeah.
Man, I'm super shocked to hear that.
Hey, I'm doing stuff though. I can say that I'm doing stuff. So there's that.
Can you though?
Arthur's so
Yeah.
negative today.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like I'm
It's
totally
because-
on today.
It's because he didn't win that cookie outright. That's what it is.
I
He's
guess you could say,
You gotta wait for
Sid.
the cookie.
I'm so sorry.
I guess you could say, Sid, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Cookie crumbles.
Mm.
That's my kind of humor,
See,
motherfucker.
that's Arthur
Get
humor.
out of my wheelhouse.
Throw up in my mouth a little bit.
Excellent. Got him. Gleemo, listen up. Earlier today, felt like Gleemo was amazed the first episode of the show. He was like, I'm glad to be in the big leagues. I've been watching you guys forever. Now he's been on the show. I've disappointed him repeatedly.
Almost killed him repeatedly.
Yeah, I know, right? Like,
It was really close last week.
it is exactly the same as a normal show. Nothing changes. Congratulations. Thanks for being here. Then I asked him today if he wanted to do more shows together, and he was like, I might not be able to show up sometime. That's normal, though. Like, not everybody can be a SidAlpha, and thank God, but that's the whole joke. I just threw a but in there on the end for no reason. Look, we do shows as Raddosaurus. Showing up regularly is not a thing. There you go. That's the joke.
That's fine.
Gleemo, what do you got going on this week? I don't know what's happening. I feel like
don't
I'm
know
very on
anymore.
this week.
I thought I knew, and now
Who even
so-
knows?
this Sunday, I will be GMing Call of Cthulhu at twitch.tv/Gleemo.
That's twitch.tv/Gleemo.
That
this
is
Sunday?
twitch.tv/Gleemo. This Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
My goodness.
Twitch.tv/Gleemo.
Twitch.tv/Gleemo.
If you've got long-term payments and you need cash now,
So, come hang out and go insane with us.
I don't know that I have to go. I'm done. I'm done. Anything else going on with you, Gleemo?
My wife was out of town most of this week. I kind of had this crazy idea that having the house to myself would mean that I'd have all this extra time to do the catch up on things. Yeah, no. Somehow all sorts of crazy little emergencies kept coming up, and I feel like I got less done than usual because I was just constantly in interrupt mode. I feel like the Heavy 7 Hawaiian shirt did me well last week. At least, kept you from hitting my ammo box. So, but I might have gotten greedy with this one. I feel like it's a rapier shirt because I got the motorcycles.
I don't
and
understand what people
and
think
the
rapier
boundaries.
is.
That's nice.
Everyone has a different idea of what rapier looks like. Someone was like, rapier's literally just Arthur with a rocket launcher, and I was like, what?
I mean, I picture Rapier as someone that just stepped straight out of the 1980s TV show Miami Vice.
Okay.
I had a really solid image of him, but now I've forgotten what it was.
I mean,
I mean,
rapier
my
probably
image-
looks more like your mom's boyfriend after your dad died. He's got some arm tattoos.
I always imagined him like a greaser, like off.
I know.
Grease.
I've seen your picture of him, and it's really good. But I don't know who he
I
is
just thought
anymore.
he was like Zorro rocket launcher.
What? He has a mask on. He uses his rapier to carve an R into people's chests before moving on.
He's got the edge for it.
He fires his rocket launcher, and it creates a Z-shaped explosion.
Either way, I imagine him as Antonio Banderas.
Oh, I got nothing.
Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
I could have a lot of fun with that.
Glimo, you got anything else going on?
Other than I don't know how much use I'm going to be this week since my LRMs got nuked last game and now I'm at 1-2 movement.
Yeah, I don't know that this is going to be a full-length episode.
But,
I feel like this might be a 2-hour one, but we'll see.
But you know, if anyone jumps in front of my rear medium laser, I'm on it.
I mean, you just got to moonwalk, right? You just got to go backwards everywhere at one speed.
That's what I'll be doing. So. With our 3 rear medium lasers combined.
Rad has one. Don't let Rad have this.
Don't sell me short.
With our 4 medium rear facing medium lasers combined.
Hey, I got to use my flamer. I got to use my flamer last week, so I'm pretty much. I mean, this mech could die at this point.
I've been really excited for you to use the flamer.
I use it to devastating effect too. So
that was.
I was so excited when you started getting your little flame things out. I've been waiting for that.
It's so good. I made my flamer dice, and I think Cotton was the only one that noticed, but I named them, and the 3 of them were.
Oh, I noticed, motherfucker. I noticed that shit.
They were the roof, and then the last dice was is on fire.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I might have been more excited than you were for you to use the flamer. I was pretty excited.
It was pretty tight. I'll probably never use it again, but I finally had some infantry jump out on me.
I don't know. That infantry ambush type stuff is super effective.
Yeah, I think we've learned that infantry is pretty
overpowered as hell.
I want to cut back to the beginning of the second season where you guys were like, oh, these infantry are taking up a spot on our roster. We need to get rid of them as soon as possible. Fuck these motherfuckers. I want another mech.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you're like, I could get a whole company of infantry, and they would have the same value as a whole mech lance, but cost 10% of the price. All we need to do is transport several hundred men, then have them wait at very short range locations for someone to walk up to them.
Yeah, for this really specific scenario where they'll be useful.
And there's no artillery nearby to just completely destroy them instantly.
Yeah. I still stand by my decision.
Okay. Look, it's well known in tournaments that spamming infantry is a super fucked up dick way to get a ton of firepower on the battlefield with low cost. It's just very hard to maneuver them into position. And all you need is one flashman with a flamethrower to just go wipe them all out. Or a custom grasshopper with 4 flamethrowers in the chest. Rad, let's see your intro. What do you got for me?
Hey, I'm Raddosaurus. Yeah, I had a pretty good week. I shoveled some mulch last weekend, so now my dog run is all mulched instead of muddy, which is pretty nice. And yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot. I'm ready to play some Battletech this week. I rewatched Infinity War on Netflix as I continue to get hype for Endgame, and it's still just as good as I watched it the first time. Infinity War is a great movie. Like it a lot. I watched Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix. Also really good. If you haven't checked that out, it's definitely worth your time. It's a lot of little shorts, little animated shorts. That's very cool. Highly recommend that. And other than finding some time to watch some TV, it's been a pretty typical paint by number week for me. So I don't have a whole lot to report this time around.
I mean, for me, the painting by numbers happened on Tuesday, or on the tabletop, and then the party would not let Cotton's character walk off screen, and I had to pretend to be Cotton for like a whole hour.
That's cool.
What? It was not
Did a
cool.
great job.
It was not
I have no
cool.
problem with this.
I have been trying to catch up on New Game Plus, which has been a little laborious, to be honest with you, but I'm getting there. I think I'm up to like episode 14
It's
now.
only 20 episodes. It's fine.
They get into combat a lot.
I mean, that was part of the system, right? With the premise of death being meaningless, more or less, getting into
Yeah. It's definitely taught me that I don't know that combat heavy games are my favorite to listen to. If that makes sense.
yeah.
I was
Not that I
comment on that. So.
not that I don't like New Game Plus. I like all those guys. I like that cast. I think they're funny, and there's a lot of cool stuff that happens on that show. But man, I just have a kind of a bad attention span. So like when combat breaks out, I kind of drift away and like, because I'm always doing it in the background and I have something else going on.
Mhm.
So whenever combat starts in a show that as I've said many times, I listen to shows more like podcasts than I do watch streams. Whenever that combat breaks out, my attention kind of drifts away from it, and I find myself kind of like coming back in every once in a while to see if like the combat is over or not. But I'm getting there. Like I said, I'm up to like episode 14 now. So
Let me ask, have you watched any of that Relics and Rarities?
I haven't. I really want to though. I watched about the first like 5 minutes or so, and I was so distracted by how animated Deborah is.
Yeah, man. I told you that shit. The whole show is basically just her being super animated. The puzzles, I think, really bring the show down.
I love how enthusiastic she is. Like I like her a lot. I kind of liked her on Daredevil, but as in D&D and role playing, I like her even more.
I agree.
She's very entertaining and interesting to watch. Although she's also she demands all of your attention. Like I almost can't pay attention to anything else that's going on because she's so all over the place with like all of her descriptions and enthusiasm. So yeah, I haven't sunk my teeth into that one yet, but it's definitely on my list of things to do. That and On the Tabletop are the two things I'm going to hit after I'm caught up on New Game Plus.
See, people are saying good things about On the Tabletop. They're like, you guys are hitting your stride. You were an art show. Now you're a D&D show. These guys are really coming in their own as players. Because only one of them had like played recently, and only a second one had played before, and the other two I think are completely new to it.
See, I like that. I like shows that have newer players on them, to be honest with you. And that's one of the big reasons I really liked Acquisitions Incorporated when I first started watching it way back in the day. It was because what's his name? The guy who plays Jim, Scott Krahulik, right? He was a new player. He had never played before. And I really liked watching and listening to those podcasts with a player on the team that had never played before. I think that's really cool. I like kind of being a fly on the wall as people discover this hobby that I like so much. So I like shows with new players on them.
I mean, nothing is going to beat him hanging upside down from a cable and then saying something like, I pull out both of my wands of magic missiles and give him a double blast. And everyone's like, in the crowd, is like, no, you're hanging upside down over a pit of lava. And he's like, I do it. That's the Jim Dark Magic way.
That's what I love about it.
I knew that I was a Jim Dark Magic fan at that moment.
Yeah. New players do shit that experienced players would never do. You know what I mean? Because they're just in the moment and they don't really understand the consequences, which is very like genuine. So they just like do shit. Like one of my favorite Jim Dark Magic moments is they're talking to, it's like a little demon or something like that they have, and Jim is like holding it and it's trying to like convince them of like this terrible shit, and it's like there's a lot of like plot exposition going on, and you could tell that it's like an important NPC, and Jim just gets tired of him. So like as he's holding this little creature, he casts Burning Hands and like crits on it. And so even though it's like a fire resistant demon, he does like hundreds of points of damage and it just incinerates. And
that's the Dark Magic way.
Chris Perkins is like, yeah, it's dead. You don't find anything else out that you're supposed to find out. And I don't know. It's good stuff.
Cotton. What can I say? What
Hi.
can I say? How's it going?
I'm sorry. I didn't know if you were
No,
gonna
no,
like.
he was seriously asking, what can he say?
Yeah, I didn't know what to say.
I'm Cotton.
That's
I
true.
doodle and stuff. I have a play-by-post D&D server that's about to get reset to a new world, so now's the time to join if you wanted to.
Oh, you're talking
Also
about Bunny Burrow, right?
Bunny Burrow.
I was looking around. I was like, Pondo, Red, you didn't tell me about this. Am I on the outside?
I'm resetting the secret server, and I've told everybody except for AP.
Wanted to see if my reaction was
You didn't tell
genuine.
me. You didn't tell
No,
me.
the secret
That's because
server-
you had the option to join and you didn't. You
That is
didn't,
true.
sir.
You
You decided you wanted to
Sure.
work 90-hour weeks and make videos on YouTube instead of play with us.
Yeah, that's fair.
We move the plot forward 2 sentences a day, man. You could be in on this intense role-playing action where we
Yeah, I
have to
feel really
convince
bad about
Pondo to just, please, God, please get on the same page as the rest of us. Pondo, please.
I'm gonna be honest. I still have a bit of shell shock after Winter's Edge because, like, when that shit started, man, getting DM'd like, dude, we need you in the play-by-post. I'm at work. We need you now,
Yep.
but I'm at work.
I told people to stop harassing cast members and they just didn't.
Yeah, that's. I feel like I feel a little.
I got said to drink blood
post-traumatic
on that one.
stress there. She did.
God, what? What?
I gave Rex the barbarian blood wine without telling him it was actual blood
Oh my God.
until after he would drink like most of it.
You're the worst friend in the world, Cotton.
No,
Jesus.
Kala is.
You're just gonna be
Kala is.
like,
Kala is
hey
cool.
guys, try out this drink I had the bartender make. It's great. It's actually deer urine and schnapps.
I don't know why people trusted Kala as much
It's
as they
actually
should.
deer urine, schnapps, and
They
dwarf
trusted you,
blood.
Cotton. They
I've
trusted
had that in
you.
Helsinki.
Oh my
I
God.
think I mentioned that they shouldn't trust Kala before. To them as Cotton. So, you know, it's not my fault that
did,
Rex
but
listened to
kinda-
Kala.
It's because they were friends. Friends don't let friends drink blood, you damn vampire.
No, friends make friends drink blood. Blood for the blood god.
You have some worrying vampire-based propaganda. I hope you know that.
It sounds really creepy now that I think about it.
Yeah, it does.
A little bit.
Especially for a campaign that was secretly full of vampires everywhere.
You'd fit
Mhm.
right in on my Cthulhu campaign, though.
You got
Hey.
anything else going on this week, Cotton? I mean, it sounds like there weren't any meteors dropping out of the sky, dams breaking, dead bodies floating around, a hawk chasing a raven into a UPS truck.
I saw a fox.
Well,
It
that's
wasn't
fine.
anything bad, but I thought it was cute.
Okay.
How big was this fox?
It was a red fox, so you know the average, cat sized, slightly bigger than a cat fox.
I saw a fox when I was in Colorado. It was like the biggest fox I've ever seen in my entire life.
How big?
It was the size of
Are we talking
Like a-
arm length? Are we talking 2 arm length? Are we
Like a-
talking Saint Bernard?
no. I'm trying to think of a dog breed that I could relate it to. Probably like the size of like a beagle, except for like longer and stretched out like a fox.
That's
pretty
not
big.
that big.
It's pretty big for a
That's
fox.
pretty normal.
We have very small foxes here in Texas. They're usually more like cat size, like Cotton said.
Well, I said they're bigger than cats.
Oh, well, I mean, slightly bigger than cats, I guess. Bigger than cats, but not as big as like a medium-sized dog, right?
Not a medium sized dog, a small
Like
dog.
smaller dog, yeah.
Smaller dog, yeah.
Well, this was a big fox for me. You're gonna have to piss all over my dreams, Arthur. Thanks.
I'll tell you about dreams, man.
Tell me.
I decided to take a back alleyway as a shortcut. So it's a little woodsy path, right? and it goes right by a school and a supermarket. But right before you get there, it's literally like misty woods, and then out of nowhere, you're like back in civilization. So I was right at that borderline when all of a sudden a deer runs out, and I'm like, it's one deer. Ain't gonna be no problem. I just sit there, wait for him. 2, 3. They're up to like 40 deer at some point. I'm pulling out my phone to take a picture of this shit, right? And then the last deer just sits there and looks at me in the road, and I'm just like, you motherfucker, you better move. You better move. I'm sitting there with my phone. I'm like, you better move. He finally moved. And I was like, oh shit, there's like 40 deer out on that athletic field eating the grass right now. Pooping everywhere. I hope those guys like stepping in deer poop. That was it. That's all I got. That shortcut was not that short. I literally spent 2 minutes sitting there waiting for a fucking deer to move.
Deer are crazy, man. They're a very nonsensical creature. They don't behave like you would expect like a normal prey animal to behave.
Yeah, they act like cats.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, like when cats like you, they turn away from you and then walk away. Those are huge dicks.
The last deer I shot for food was like I was sitting in a blind, and my rifle was messed up, so I was going to shoot my brother's rifle, which was not sighted to me. So I picked it up and I shot and I missed because I don't know. I'm a bit of a snob in that I don't want to shoot the deer in the side. I only go for headshots because I don't want to have to deal like with all the like the bloodshot in the torso. So I'm like, I'm only going to shoot deer in the head from now on. And if I miss, I miss. I just won't get any deer. It hasn't been a problem yet. But anyway, I miss this deer, and it just kind of like frolics around trying to figure out what's happening. Then it looks around, it stops again, and it's just like, okay, gunshots, no big deal. I shoot it like 3 times, and it continues to just like hop around and be stupid until I finally like Kentucky windage and figure out, all right, my brother's rifle shoots high. So I aim like for the middle of its neck. And I finally hit it, but it's just like, what a stupid animal to hear like all of these life-threatening sounds like within close proximity, and it doesn't even go for the nearest bush. It just jumped around in the middle of a field and then would stop in the open and be still, and then jump around in the middle of the field and stop and be still. It never ran more than like 20 feet from where it originally was when it first started getting shot at. I'm like, what a stupid animal. You deserve for me to eat you. And I did.
You're very harsh on this. You're very harsh on this.
I still have pieces of that deer in my freezer right now.
I have been shot at before, and I was just like, huh, that's a noise. Oh, I think
Did
I'm
you jump around?
No, it took me a few seconds to realize what was going on, man.
Yeah, I've been shot at before.
Yeah, I'm sure you have, but I'm guessing that you weren't thinking, God, I'm gonna act like a stupid animal right now.
No,
You were probably thinking, man, the U.S. Army has trained me how to respond in this situation.
Yeah,
Shoot back!
I wasn't thinking that at the time, but afterwards, when I started thinking again, yes, I was like, wow, I was pretty well prepared for that moment, as a matter of fact. And each time it happened, I felt more prepared. So I can safely say that I do not respond as a deer would respond when being shot at.
Unfortunately, I can safely say that I will respond as a deer.
If I did, I probably wouldn't be here today on Battletech.
I can state with absolute confidence that if someone shoots at me, I tend to shoot back.
Okay, Captain Malcolm Reynolds. All right. Cotton, you got anything else?
I have a story about some hunter from when I was like 14 involving that. So,
okay. Cotton, anything else? Yes, no, maybe so.
I successfully have not been shot at.
Congratulations. Yeah,
it's the way to be. It's a good way to live life.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Knife wielded at before, but that's less scary, probably.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I still have the knife scar from when I was stabbed in my hand right here.
Both
it's never
scary.
going away.
I didn't get stabbed, so
that's good.
It hurts really
badly. I did not
badly.
react like a deer.
It does hurt really bad.
Yeah, let me tell you, I fell over in incredible pain when the bone got hit by the knife, and that was it for me for several minutes. All right. Yeah. Let's transition to Pondo there. Pondo, been stabbed, shot at?
Both.
Mooned.
Mooned?
No, I've not been stabbed and or shot at.
Have you been mooned before?
As well.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do your intro,
I think
though.
it'd be very hard to go through life and not get mooned at least once.
I agree.
I've also been flashed by a complete stranger on the freeway.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So how about
Are
that
you
intro?
really going to debate that it'd be not that difficult to avoid being mooned? Because some people would just straight up do it like instantly.
Yeah, I think
It's
that would be
magic
pretty
how
hard.
quickly they can do it.
It is. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you just got to live reclusively like me.
I got mooned as a child because my uncle's cousin's wife forgot that I was sitting in the corner of the room.
Mm.
So I couldn't dodge that.
I want to
My
say
dog.
this. I have these new ice packs, and they say to keep it in a cool, dark place, and I'm like, that's my whole house, man. Nothing? I thought that would be a good one. All right.
I got
That's
it.
all
I
I'm
was
saying.
a little late.
Me and vampires, we hang out in the same places. Pondo,
Dark, damp, dreary coffins.
you know what? What is with that dreary and damp? What fucking vampire do you know that wants to sleep in a damp, dreary place? Okay? Have you ever seen a vampire movie where you're like, oh man, look at that coffin. That is so totally not well padded with plush red velvet and like a fucking pillow in there. You know what? They want to have their undeath sleep. Like they have to do that every night for infinity years. Okay? They're gonna be comfortable. Okay? That's what I'm telling you, Pondo.
Don't you mean days? Because they're night creatures.
Mm. You got me there, Pondo. You got me there. And it's painful as a vampirologist.
I'm just saying, if I was a vampire who absolutely wanted to avoid sunlight, I would find somewhere damp, dreary, and no possible sunlight would get in.
What is with this dampness?
That just
Do you
means
somehow
that
feel that dampness is going to stop sunlight from penetrating? I believe that the jungle will tell you that's not how it works.
if it's damp, that means it rains a lot, which means it's overcast. Which gives me.
I mean, it could just mean that
not...
someone left a leak in the basement.
I didn't say it had to be a basement. Could be a cave.
What motherfucking vampire wants to spend eternity in a fucking cave, man?
I would. I'd be left alone. No one's going to expect a vampire in a cave. They'll expect him in like a castle or something.
All right. I'll give you that much.
Does the cave have fiber? This is very important.
Did you take away that kid's chips? Oh my god, she came out here like the saddest fucking thing in the world. She walked all the way.
I don't think Rad realizes.
I think Rad unmuted himself. Rad, I think you unmuted yourself instead of muting yourself.
Probably. My little kid, my daughter took away, my wife took away she was eating chips in bed after being put to sleep. She had a bag of chips.
Don't worry, we figured this one out by
My wife was
context.
like, put those chips away. And she came out here like she just fucking been denied like a college application or something like that. Like it's the worst thing in the world. And then when she walked back, I saw she had like one chip in her hand. Like she took one more chip from the bag. She's like, I'll get away with just like one chip, and walked back. She's ridiculous.
Pondo. What else we got, brother?
I mean, I've just been working on doing adult stuff like getting insurance, getting a loan for the truck that I now own.
Adult stuff, you know.
Sitting in spot like, you know what, I'm on a stream, and then I just don't end up streaming.
Look, man, I know that problem right there. You know what you do? You make weekly stream times and you stick to that shit forever. 8 to 12.
Most of the past couple of days I either worked or just sat here, watched YouTube, and play Smash Brothers in handheld mode.
I feel like this is a good time to ask you how the progress on editing the podcast is going.
Slowly. I'm working on it.
Take your time. Issei Collision, of course, isn't meeting this week, and Pokemon doesn't even show up again until Monday.
Yeah, I'm part of that. So
I know that you know. Yeah. I'm saying it, though, to remind the audience. Look, man, you listen to this Connor Hughes motherfucker. Every week he's like, Arthur, when's Pokemon going to come out? And I'm like, not for months. Calm down. It'll be out when it's out. Pondo's like, don't worry, guys. We'll deliver the episode in 1 week. And I'm like, no, stop telling people that. That's not true.
No, I said I'll hopefully have the episode done in 1 week.
Don't tell people that shit. I don't want them to be like, Arthur, I know you're holding on to 4 episodes. Give me some of that. I want to take a sniff. I'll be like, no, go away.
Sorry. I'm trying to help keep people in the loop. Am I doing too well at that?
Oh, man. Look, man, I might be behind transparency, but it's only when it works to my advantage.
That sounds like some shady power plant stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It works for me.
I'm pretty. They gave my school hush money to get new police cars just because there's something that happened in one plant next to it.
Are you saying that corporations will occasionally spend money on public projects in order to not look like huge dicks?
Yeah, they do it all the time.
Okay. I'm just double checking that that's your thesis.
I mean, that's what happened to my school. Something happened. The plant was like, we'll give you some money if you don't say anything about it. And suddenly there was nice brand new police cars there for the campus.
How much money are we talking here?
Enough to buy like 4 police cars. They're SUVs.
That's a decent amount of money. They must have done something really terrible.
I guess so.
Cotton, I want to circle back around here. You seem excited about Pokemon in chat. Have you played Let's Go yet?
No, I don't have a Wii U.
I thought you were going to hijack Pondo's Switch or something.
He's been playing it. We switched whatever.
Why don't you just steal it while he's at work?
Because I'm at work when he's at work.
Right, but it's a Switch. You can take it out of the docking station and bring it with you.
But I have to work. There's only like 3 employees. They'll notice that I'm not working.
Too good at your job. That's the problem.
Ah.
We haven't brought you down to our level yet. Yeah, let me tell you something, Connor. You haven't seen corruption until you've seen New Jersey corruption. Holy shit. Fuck New Jersey. I'm looking at you, the entire state of New Jersey. You disappoint me literally every second of my entire life. Only time I've ever been pulled over by a cop was in New Jersey for driving the speed limit. He thought I was drunk. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Pondo, you got anything else? Oh, that's too bad.
No.
I thought I would interrupt somebody a couple more times.
No, I'm good. I'm just fiddling with this new thing.
What new thing? Now I'm worried. What's the new thing?
The I don't remember what it was called. The thing that Sid that Sid told me about. Yeah.
The mech creator.
It made me realize how annoying it was to log into the several different launchers.
Oh, the Play Night. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I had to log into all the launchers so that way they could import it. I'm like, man.
Mm-hmm. It takes a bit to initially set up, but it's nowhere near as frustrating as one at a time importing your games into any of the others that are out there. Account level is nice.
So which mech creator are we going to end up using? Is it the Mech one, or is it this other one that someone posted that's literally just
I haven't even looked at the other one yet.
I haven't looked at the other one either. You have to sign up for it.
See this? No. But this Core Watch guy, he's on it though. Like every time he sends me stuff, I'm like, this is good. This is smart stuff.
I might play with it.
I feel like you can trust in him.
I'm just going to make another Devastator swayback, see if it's the same thing.
No, just stop.
Sway
Just stop. Don't.
I love it.
All right. We ready to kick this off?
Like 15 medium lasers.
No, I don't.
Wasn't it 15 medium pulse lasers?
Yes, that's what I asked for. And I was assuming you wouldn't be capable of doing it.
I was capable of doing it.
Okay. So here we are again.
It's kind of horrifying, actually.
Wow. 9:20. I mean, it's not like we started exactly on time, but man, these intros. I gotta shake the OKEANOS out of me. I feel like when we get part of the OKEANOS cast back together, it's like a ball. It's gravity, man. All right. So previously on this show, you guys fought some infantry after we were pulled into a trap on board a container ship. The infantry fired rockets into the back ends of some of the mechs. Following that, Black Rabbit had some moments of conscience where she didn't want to fire on relatively unarmored men. The rest of the cast, not giving a shit, laid waste to numerous units of infantry, killing over half of them very quickly, and now the infantry are in full retreat. In the process, a cicada mech danced directly towards an archer that didn't know had a bunch of assault classes guarding it, and was forced to go nuclear. The cast was not able to stop the cicada before it exploded, and it damaged the archer and the ship. In the process, the ship took numerous hits from clan aerospace bombers, and now they are underneath a carpet blockade of ECM. In other news, the leader of this particular resistance group, Lady Isabel Trohan, has been blaming the players for all the actions thus far. The captain of the boat is particularly upset with everybody. And, of course, the deck of the ship is irradiated. People died in the nuclear explosion. Some of the infantrymen that are still on deck undoubtedly have been irradiated as well. And the ship might be sinking from the huge amount of bombs that it was hit with. Like, a massive amount of bombs. Apparently it was somewhere like 400 tons of bombs. That's a lot of tons of bombs.
That is a dinosauric quantity of destruction there.
But it's a really big ship. So, as the ship is end-for-ending itself, trying to get back to port, its momentum is still carrying it away from port, even though it's turned itself around. You all find yourself in a face-down 1 versus 5 against Lady Isabel Trohan in her Griffin and the remaining infantry, all of whom have been knocked on their asses due to the vibrational shockwave of the bombs hitting the ship. Is there anything you want to do to negotiate before we move into the initiative turn?
Surrender now. It's already over.
Question: are we even able to contact her?
I believe you guys were piercing the jamming at this point.
Yeah, but I wasn't able to get to her because I don't have a line of sight.
Well, very well. Murder 6 says to surrender, and he receives no reply. It's just static on the other end.
Well, she doesn't want to surrender, so...
We asked her if she wanted to surrender, and we didn't hear a reply, so we decided we would kill her.
Sir, there's still the issue of we're being jammed.
A detail. It's not up to me whether or not she responds.
Sir.
It's entirely up to her.
We should give her a chance.
We should give her a chance like she gave her brother a chance, you mean?
Okay, sir.
Let's go ahead and roll initiative. I got a 8. You will need to get a 9 in order to beat her.
Very well. I got not a 9.
Okay, so all of you move before she moves.
I'll move.
I have a question.
Yes.
If I face myself like this, and up here with my massive run of 2.
You can rear laser this guy.
Can I rear laser this guy and
yes.
Then torso twist in front with this? That is
you don't have to torso twist. You can just cross body.
Awesome. That is what I am doing.
The one that you're shooting with the rear laser is going to be a +2, I think, for shooting behind you and also at a separated target. What about the rest of you? What do you got going on here? I mean, stuff's on fire.
I moved like 5 hexes. It's a great day. It's a wonderful day.
When you go to try to blow me up, it's a +0 for you. I'll just put in the red die there to remind me that I have a +2 for myself.
They can't actually do anything this round because they've all been knocked on their butts.
Awesome.
Slaughter them.
Wipe them out. All of them.
All of them.
Execute Order 65.
What of the report of the rebel fleet passing near Solist?
Wow, really? Okay. Get some Saruman shit going on here.
Well, I
Cotton?
could just say, hello there.
No, come on now. Don't fucking Obi-Wan this shit.
that-
You're more Count Dooku than you are Obi-Wan, okay?
That's fair.
Are we all moving before?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
1,
literally
2,
all of us
3,
V1,
4,
so
5, 6, 7, 8.
wouldn't that only be 7?
I don't think so.
Didn't you
Or
have
was
a
it?
special? Don't you have your special skill?
Yes, it takes it. So like normally it would take 3 to do that. Instead, it only takes me 2.
I got you.
It costs 1 less to do it.
Gotcha. I didn't realize you were. I wasn't thinking. I apologize.
You are forgiven.
Wow,
This
way
one.
to be super gentlemanly about this. All right, then. Come on. This is a show. Can't you guys, like, scream at each other? Somebody rips their headset off and gets up and says, I'm going to walk away. I'm going to walk away. As they
I don't
walk
know,
away.
I'm feeling pretty good because I had a mech blow up in my face and I can still move. So I'm feeling pretty good about that.
I mean, you got radiation warnings all across the board. But yeah, you're fine.
I'm used to that, though. My DNA is already shredded to shit. What are you talking about?
Wow. All right.
Good thing you have your brother-in-law to carry on the family
yeah,
line.
fucking real talk. Yeah, I mean, he's an uncle now, so. Yeah, everybody's done moving.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Trohan will hold her position. I don't believe anyone can fire this round except for our Centurion murder machine.
Is
So-
she holding position or did she kill herself?
No, she's good. What did she?
I thought she fell down.
No, I think I re-rolled the edge so she didn't fall down.
I think that's right. Yeah, just yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna fall down, and then I was like, wait, I still have a shit ton of edge points. I'm not gonna fall down.
Yeah, because somehow she gets the edge from her fallen comrades.
You know what?
That's fair.
You want me to give everybody on the field 6 points of edge and do it individually? I will literally just be like, well, this guy's about to die. I'm going to put all 6 points of edge into this and give myself a plus 12. What now, motherfucking SidAlpha?
I will roll a 3.
Accept my compromise. Tell me
Okay.
about this shot.
So
You're shooting
first,
at a.
I'm going to fire the rear medium laser.
All right, we're looking at a plus 2 here.
So I ran for 2. I have a gunnery of 2. I'm in medium range, so that's another 2, and then rear, so that's 7.
Okay,
Yep.
that is
7.
exactly 7.
Boom.
Right on.
So, and I only needed to hit one of them to disperse that one. 'cause
They are
were
now in
15.
full retreat. Half of their men are dead.
Okay. Then I'm going to fire the autocannon and the front medium laser at the other ones. So autocannon, ran for 2, gunnery 2, and short range for 0, and split fire for 1. So it's a 5 for the autocannon.
So these infantry count for 1 XP each, right?
No.
That's more than a 5. Cluster 9 with the autocannon. AC
Okay.
10.
What's that end up being? How many shots?
Where's the
So,
cluster?
Guess
Is
I'll go look it up.
8.
AC 10,
Cluster.
9, 8 shots. Okay, what do we
So-
got left here, friends?
Sorry, I was muted and trying to deliver that information to you.
They are scattered as well.
Excellent.
Dang.
You just
My
like a
one
god of
useful thing
war,
I
you
can do-
very slowly move forward, swinging all of your weapons around, and the infantry are just like, we surrender!
I thought you were gonna spend the whole episode dueling it out with these 2 like infantry companies, and you just fucking ice both of them.
He
in the
just
first
one rounds
round.
up. As he's walking, the Centurion has a pair of sunglasses fall onto his face.
Wasn't it the last Starfighter like Death Blossom or something like that, where they just
Death
spin in a
Blossom,
circle, shoot all their lasers?
I love that shit. They're not all in Death Blossom Rain.
Let's set up for the next turn. I got an 8 again. Good luck trying to get a 9.
Does he only need to get an 8 because she has a -1 now?
No.
I
Oh,
did not
you're
get a 9, I got a
right.
10.
You're right. She has a -1 because she's been shot in the head. Shit.
Well, she got bombed in the head.
Well, you know. No, I'm pretty
Could
sure one of you
actually
guys
be worse.
shot her.
I mean, I am injured.
No,
as
she
well.
got hit with a
So-
bomb in the head.
Oh, yeah.
I am injured as well, remember. So
Okay, so I have to move, and then all of you
Oh, okay,
move.
that's right.
So that's
Wow, is it-
literally
really?
the
That
worst
sucks.
possible situation for her.
I thought like most of us would move, and then you would move, and like one of us would move last.
well,
Nope.
that would have been possible, but somebody nuked both the infantry units. So
Excellent.
My mighty move of 2.
She's gonna jump for 3.
oh my god, she's moving. She can do that.
Could I have tried to? I don't think I could have
No.
seen her at that point. in time.
Burst message surrender.
Sorry, damn. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's gone.
All right, you guys can make your moves. Wow, Cotton's just like, yep, I'm jumping. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. I'm Cotton Eye Joe.
Bunny
Where
hop.
did she come from? Where did she go?
Stuck in my head now.
I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm running over here.
Look, I'm surprised Rebecca Back's Friday isn't stuck in everybody's head. That was my intention, was to mess with people all week long. You know, tomorrow's gonna be Friday. Friday. You gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
You're,
weekend.
You're fired.
From what?
You fired.
I don't know. I will hire you from something just so I can fire you because of that awful song.
Can you fire your game master? I guess technically you could. You could just
Sure you
stop
could.
showing up. Yeah.
No, that would be quitting though.
Just the rest of us will start showing up with a different game master.
No, no. What what you would do?
I know this is your stream and all, but we brought our own this time.
Your whole group shows up with an extra person. You're like, who's this guy? He's the DM.
I mean, we still expect you to do the hosting job, Arthur. You know, the stream part. Bandito's gonna run the host, but
I mean, you just wanted to play Fate Grand Order anyways, right?
I actually was playing Fake Grand Order during the intros, though. All right, where are we at?
I mean,
I don't think anybody can shoot, right?
No, it's
What
initiative time
JP
again.
does have an entire cast not where he is not a part of it, and all he has to do, oh, it's break time. Let me push this button on my stream deck, and then going back to doing whatever I was doing, while other people make me money on my channel.
Hey, man, he dividends that shit though.
He does. He does.
He does his job as a producer / enabler. All right, I got a 15 total.
Wow.
I
You're
see.
so cool.
Ooh, close, but not
I
quite
mean,
enough.
All of you must move before I move.
I will move by
Not moving.
turning.
Oh shit, that Devastator's in a place I don't want it to be. Well, my options just got severely limited.
She doesn't know I'm there. Her comms are her sensors are messed up.
I mean, I assume that she could walk her mech back a few feet and be like, oh shit.
Did you
Walk
like
forward again.
Well, I mean, if she could do that, I can connect to her.
Sorry, what was that, Rad?
Didn't you have the Mirage? Oh, never mind. She's good. It's got it. Nailed it.
Does anyone have line of sight on her yet?
What are you doing with that flash man, Rad?
I moved by not moving.
I see. Hmm.
I'm not trying to 1v1 anybody here. I'm not trying to be no hero.
I mean, you don't have to 1v1 or just get line of sight and declare spotting.
Oh, hey. You still have missiles?
I still have missiles.
All right.
I have 3. I have 3 volleys.
Oh, 3 volleys. I thought you meant 3 missiles.
So that's 1 full round of fire and then 1 LRM-20 after that.
All right.
One of your LRMs are messed up.
That's right. So I have 3 full rounds of firing, 1 LRM-20.
Oh, and the Centurion, you don't have your LRMs anymore, do you?
No, I dumped them because my LRM
Didn't want to
taken
explode.
out. Well, yes,
Smart.
that too.
The smart decision.
But also the LRM-10 got nuked last game.
That's right.
I had nothing to do with that. I just wanted
It's true.
Wow, this is super bad.
What's it going to be, secret terrorist?
I know, like, I really want to shoot Pondo in the back super badly, but this is a long-range fire support mech, and that would be
Yeah.
pointless.
Yeah.
But I really
say
want to
just
shoot
go
Pondo in
for
the
it.
back. No, but the thing is, in order to do that, I have to let Cotton shoot me in the back, which is so much worse. So much worse. She
would be
carries my
Wait,
mech's
how many
weight
chances
in
do you get to shoot
Oh,
firepower.
you probably have more rear center torso armor than you have front.
At the end of the round, she doesn't move, and she pops open her mech canopy after shutting her mech down.
but we don't see that. So
I mean, I'm assuming you guys are gonna walk around the corner and see that.
Yes.
No, I started
just walk around the
before
corner
I even make it all the way around the
unload on the
corner.
mech and go, oh.
My first couple shots just impact the side of this container as I just hold the trigger down as I come around the corner.
So, do you get to move again?
Zabania's like, all right, I'm gonna send communicate. Oh, she's already out.
All right, so do we need to roll initiative again, or
She's
just play
she's
this
got
out?
her hands up and she's thrown her pistol off of her mech. It lands like 30 feet down in front of her.
Cool.
I sent a comm over to oh man, what was your name? Glimo?
Harbinger.
Harbinger. Hey, I got a new mech for you to temporarily pilot.
Well, just hop on over to that one.
Yeah.
I'll be there in a week.
Yeah.
So as the ship is pulling back into the harbor, the captain over the loudspeakers is just like, I saw everything that happened here. Captain Maxwell Harridan, I'll be holding you personally responsible for your crimes against the people of the Lyran state. When this invasion is over, you will be held before a tribunal of your peers, sir.
That's all well and good. Until that time, I'm going to continue doing what I can to stop these clanners. Are you going to help me or not?
I can't hear what you're saying. I could see your mouth.
Large cheeseburger.
A large cheeseburger.
McFlurry.
Can I start helping people get off of the burning ship?
Yes, you can. Would you like to get out of your mech and into the irradiated zone that is now
No,
the
no,
ship?
no, no. I
Okay.
want to use my mech to
Absolutely
help people get off fast.
Okay. How do you do that?
That's a good
I
question.
would like to secure.
Does your mech
the-
have hands?
No, but I would like lay my arm down and see if they'll get up on it, I guess.
Okay. All right. I want to point out, so far, people are frightened and believe you're all are terrorists. However, I will let you make a roll because they would rather live than die, even if they need the help of terrorists who were just shooting at them.
I mean, just speak like Chekhov. We are going to help you. Can you point us towards the nuclear vessels?
Make a
Oh, wow.
leadership roll.
Aren't we still like a quarter mile off the shore? Like,
I'm zooming ahead here.
okay, all right.
Rather than role
Harbinger
play every
slowly
round of
limping
turn.
He
over
said
to
we
the,
pulled up to
to
the...
the
Yes.
container of
Oh, sorry.
munitions.
See, this is one of those 4X
Sick.
games with a time skip.
So as you jump jet your Marauder down and are like, people, come into my arms, everyone is like, flee in terror! Noodle arm! I know I'm saying it humorously, but in actuality, they are frightened and scared of all of your mechs. They are making great pains to avoid all of you.
Can I put like some just to add cognitive dissonance to the chaos, can I put like some soothing, calm music over loud?
Like ecstasy of gold or something.
People are asking what she rolled. She rolled a 6. It's not.
Can I so like in the time that it's taken for us to turn around and go back and reach, I want to have moved my mech all the way over to like standing in front of the window where the captain is.
Okay. All right, you're up there, and the captain is over the loudspeakers on the deck. He's like, "Move your mech away! You are obstructing the view of the bridge."
I'm pretty sure you could like see between the legs or something, right? Like
I like line of
I
sight.
mean, I assume that your mech's head, like your head to eye level with him.
okay. Oh,
Like
okay.
line
I
of
thought that's
sight.
what you were doing. You were trying to be like, "I'm a super scary mech. What's up, bitch?"
Well, yes and no. I'm really just trying to get within line sight so I can like communicate directly.
All right.
I'm actually
just-
going to line of sight Ronan and be like, Ronan, what are you doing?
But I'm also there is also an intimidation factor here, right? Because I've parked my mech directly adjacent to the bridge, and I'm just once I see that the evacuation is not being facilitated because there's
So the evacuation is being facilitated.
Okay.
The infantrymen who were fleeing in terror, their training is kicking in now that they've thrown down all their weapons. They're like going below decks, taking people out and like guiding them off the ship. They've created like a line to be like, good, like people pushing them. They're like, come on, keep moving, move along. That kind of shit. They're doing disaster relief, which is what they were trained to do.
Yeah, my whole thing is all I wanted to do was be if there's like if there's not, that's fine, then I don't do any of this. But if they're all panicking and running around and freaking out, I was going to.
There is an element of panic and running around, but the infantry are trying their best to
I was
contain
basically
people.
going to get the captain on the loudspeaker, and I was going to feed him instructions for like an orderly evacuation and have him relay that to the people because he may not be trained on how to do any of that. I don't know.
He is
I'm
not,
just like,
but the infantry on board are
okay.
and the crew are
I
accomplishing.
don't know that I
this.
can see the infantry and the crew doing that. If I can, then I don't do any of this. But if it appears that it's a problem,
I mean, you get up there, you're about to do it, and then you notice that there's like an orderly line of people coming like from below decks.
That's all my intention is to facilitate the evacuation. If I get up here and I see that it's all happening, then I'll just take like I'll just pull security from a vantage point.
Okay.
If I see that it's happening, I don't have any communication with the captain.
So are you
really.
seriously having Harbinger get out of the Centurion and swap into the Griffin?
I was going over.
I mean, if Harbinger would like to.
I don't see why not. I mean,
What are you doing with the
if that is
Griffin?
an option,
I'm sorry, what are you doing with the Centurion?
we can salvage it later.
Okay.
You did say you'd eventually get it back to what's his name.
We got our big movers over here, don't we? Can't we
You
load it
have
up?
one big mover with you. The other one went
Oh, that's
to...
right. We did promise we'd return the mech to that guy, didn't we?
That's because it's his mech, yes.
Yeah, he can have his mech back.
Okay, all right. Now that it's trashed.
I mean, a promise
It's
is a
not
promise.
that much more trash
didn't
than when
promise
we got
we'd
it from him.
We didn't promise we'd return it in the same condition, and
We
the fact
actually-
that he's getting it back at all should be a blessing.
We actually only
We are
promised to
holding
return
our
it.
word.
We only promised to return it post invasion, so we can still hang on to it
Ooh,
until the invasion
that
is over.
reminds me.
I mean, it's not like you guys have a plethora of mech pilots lying around.
Yeah, but
Would he like to join us?
So, I mean, let's talk about order of operations here.
I mean, this guy.
You are
isn't
having
exactly
Harbinger
a
take the Griffin.
pirate.
What are you doing with your new prisoner, Lady Isabel Trahan?
Nothing right now.
You're just going to let her walk around on the ship?
No, we're going to take her captive.
we're gonna detain her.
Take her
Okay.
back. We're going to detain her.
We're
and
going
take her
to
back with us.
keep her in the hand of the Griffin until
Okay.
we feel like we want to get out to properly detain her.
That
I'll
seems
keep her
awkward.
in the hand of the archer.
That seems
Keep her
less
in the
awkward.
hand of the Griffin.
In the hand of the archer.
In the Griffin.
The archer.
Well, given that the Griffin's not going to be working during the first few minutes,
So just
of
be
our
clear,
capture,
I mean, not just a few minutes. It's going to take hours to get your biorhythms working
that's
on the
right.
Griffin.
Can we not?
It's not like you could just plug
basically-
yourself into the mech.
Can we? I mean, most of these mechs have like a back area, like a little bay in the back. Can't we just hog tie her ass and toss her in the back until
Yeah.
we get back to base?
Sure, is that what you're going to do?
Yeah.
All right. She makes no protest as you do it.
We're not gonna do anything with her right now, especially considering tensions are running high. Everybody thinks we're terrorists and stuff. We're not gonna do anything with her in front of all these other people.
Yep. Yeah.
But we are gonna get to the bottom of this.
I'll be the one to get out and detain her. And I want, there's no like unnecessary force. If she cooperates, she simply gets like handcuffed, you know, and
She says nothing the whole time.
gets her little ankle. I don't speak to her either, and then just direct her into whatever little holding area.
I would be fine with her riding with Ronan.
Okay, that's fine. Then I'll put her in the flashman.
All right.
She already did what she wanted to do, make us look like terrorists. So
Yeah.
It's questionable whether she needed to make you look like terrorists. You've in the past,
mean,
not here in particular, but in the past,
We
you've
did
committed.
make certain to make detailed recordings of everything that happened during this incident.
I think
Sure.
we have everything we need to exonerate ourselves from this particular
Of course, faked
encounter.
video that the mercenary offward foreign scum created to exonerate themselves of their crimes.
I'm not worried about any of
This
that.
is
to be
Valerian
honest.
Actually-
Commonwealth. Making shit up and sticking it politically to your enemies is what they do.
and we're just going to make shit up and stick it to
Literally
our-
is Sid's backstory for this entire game.
It literally is. Yeah.
We'll see how you do in a court of law.
All
All
right,
right.
get a red-haired friend that can help you out.
So, Harbinger, it is going to take you a while to get this Griffin working. You need a mech tech team, which you don't have.
I can aid.
You need a mech tech team, which you don't have. You
I
need
can
8 people working together in order to get it rekeyed to you.
Let's see. Well, we have 5.
How did we get the Centurion rekeyed to him so quickly?
Because the guy that owned the Centurion gave him the keys,
Released it.
basically.
Yeah.
And you copied your rhythms from one to the other. Like, he copied the brainwave thing from one to the other.
She's not going to give us. Okay.
Of course not. You're stealing her mech.
She surrendered. That's not
I mean,
theft.
she's not gonna need it anymore.
It's one thing to not be shot. It's another thing to give you a war machine.
When you surrender,
she ain't
your
gonna-
arms come into custody with you. That's how that works.
Well, I'm sure you can ask her very nicely in the back of the mech for her mech key code.
All right, I do.
Please.
She remains
come
completely
on.
silent.
All right. No, I only ask once.
Rad is
I feel
just
like-
like,
I feel
I'm
like there
done
should be a
asking.
first-
Now begins the torture scene.
Oh, only ask
Gratuitous.
And then I shoot her in the
All I
face.
need,
No, I'm
all
just
I need is all I need is an enclosed room and a gas canister in 5 minutes.
kidding. Look, just shut off the AC. I know how to handle this problem.
Rad pulls out his pistol, cocks it, and says, "Your GP or your HP?" That's a D&D joke right there. All right, so while Black Rabbit is futilely attempting to, I would say, trick people from their point of view, trying to like get people off the ship by lifting them, Bandito and the gang are over here hovering around this Griffin, installing Harbinger in the cockpit. You can.
I'd like to actually
coordinating
go check out the.
I'm before I do any of that. I'm securing this crate to make sure that
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I was going to go check out the crate.
none of the infantry, walk off with any of
Not the
that.
crate. I was
Booby
going to check out the
traps.
weapons crate.
Don't forget to check for booby traps.
okay.
For the love of God.
I will post the contents of the weapons crate in our private chat. There you go. For folks at home, it contains 2 Defiance large lasers, 4 medium lasers, 1 small laser, 2 LRM-5s, 2 LRM-10s, 2 LRM-15s, 1 Gauss rifle, 6 AC-2s, 10 AC-5s, 2 AC-10s, 1 AC-20, 200 rounds of LRM ammo that can be stored into racks, so you could make it into 10 LRM-20s or etc. 20 rounds AC-2, 25 rounds AC-5, 10 rounds AC-10, 5 rounds AC-20, 25 heat sinks, 12 double heat sinks, 2 light legs, 2 light arms, 2 medium legs, and 2 medium arms.
Nice. We really need that.
So the ship begins sinking slightly into the harbor. It's not very fast. It's just at like a foot every few minutes. But your prime mover moves up and it looks like it's trying to go up the gangplank as people are going down it. And Bubba just gets on the radio and was like, "Hey, Black Rabbit, can you give me a lift here? I mean, could that thing carry me?"
I don't have hands.
Okay, that's a problem. Can you like move people out of the way? I need to come get that crate.
They're scared of me.
How
Okay,
big is
well,
the
that's
prime mover?
very sad. I feel
could
very
I-
bad for you.
Could I lift the prime mover?
No, prime mover weighs too much to be lifted.
Can those of our mechs that have hands pick the crate up and take it down to the prime mover?
No, the crate weighs hundreds of tons.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff in that crate.
Yeah.
That weighs a lot of stuff.
Bubba, let's let the people get off first.
All right, okay, I'll just sit out here. Hey, I got this guy on the communications thing. He wants to talk to you, okay? And I got to tell you, it looks like planetary communications are down all over the place. No one knows why.
Not a surprise.
All
That's
right.
not good.
This is Baronet. Oh, sorry, he's like vaguely French. This is Baronet Renwalt Warner. I assume that you all can hear me.
Baronet Warner, what is it I can do for
Have
you?
things gone well for you? The situation is not clear to me out here.
Well,
I'm
we
noticing
have-
battle damage. The radiological warnings are going off.
Well, we have. What was her rank? She was a countess or what?
Lady
Not
Isabel
Isabel.
Trohan.
Just lady. Well, we did have a lady here that was attempting to paint us as terrorists and horribly murder us, but that issue has been, at least the latter has been dealt with. I'm not quite so certain about the former, but the conflict appears to be resolved. We're attempting to offload people now and get the hell out of here. What can I help you with?
I was wondering, of course, how my mech is doing.
That would depend entirely. Which mech would be yours?
The Centurion?
It's
Oh, that's the guy. Okay.
it's still running.
That guy.
It
I
it
would
is
love
not
to, if you're done using it, I see that the pilot has gotten out of it. I would love to take it back.
Of course, we did make a deal, and we do intend to completely honor it. I have a question for you, though. You seem to be a man of honor. And how would you like to join us?
Well, I'll tell you what. Look, I've been talking over the last few minutes with another person you might know of. I believe his name is Sir Citadel.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
The other Baron has shown up. He would like to speak with you as well. Apparently, he was operating in the area. He's been telling me about how the Kirsch has managed to save the Devastator. Something. I wasn't really paying attention. You know, I've been directing the evacuation out here. He was very
Yes.
prideful. Yes. He would like to talk to you shortly. I believe that the two of us working together, we can start rallying the people even more. I mean, it's not like he's doing a bad job, but you know, he is him.
Any ally in these dark times is a welcome sight, sir.
Right. Well, look, you should know that when this is all over, I mean, again, I'm not following the whole thing, but from what I'm hearing from people coming down the gangplank here, it sounds like Lady Isabel Trohan is setting you up to look bad. And to be honest, she's saying things that I've heard before, that you tried to kill the Archon, you tried to secretly join a terrorist organization. There's a lot of slander against you personally, Sir Harridan. I will choose not to believe it for now, but I have to tell you, if any measure of it is true or even partially true, when this invasion is over, Lady Isabel Trohan will destroy you. I mean, this is what she does. This is why there was no count or countess here until Lady Crow arrived.
I will tell you two things with absolute certainty, sir. First thing, what she is saying is not at all accurate. The second thing, what she is saying does not matter. Right now, our first and primary concern, our only concern, is the safety of the people on this planet. Everything that happens to me after the fact is incidental.
Okay, I mean, if that's how you want to do this, then that's how we're going to do this.
I won't protect my own reputation at the expense of other people's lives, sir.
I can appreciate that. All right. Look, I can put Baron Kirsch on if you're ready to talk to him.
Of course.
All right. So Kirsch comes on. It's generally just nonsense, bragging about how he got the Devastator in a position to be easily stolen, that kind of shit.
That was rather brilliant, sir.
It was a pain in the ass to actually get into it, but it's still good. It's nice and roomy in here.
So what is the plan? It's going to take probably at least an hour to finish offloading all of the people off of this boat. It will be either partially or completely submerged before that's done.
Okay. If we can, I would like to at least pause the offloading long enough for the heavy mover to get on board so it can load up and secure the crate. So once the people do finish getting offloaded, it can immediately roll off.
All right. So remember earlier in the stream where we indicated that when a GM says, "Are you sure you want to do that?" as a warning flag? Let me ask you, are you sure that I'm going to tell you how it's going to look from, let's call it an opposite perspective. Are you sure that you want to stop a civilian evacuation off a civilian ship during a flooding crisis and a radiological alarm to take on a military vehicle? And well, I mean, that's just it.
Put it like that.
I know,
no.
when I put it like that, it sounds like you're going to have a public relations nightmare in the future.
No, when
Is
you
But
put
you
it like
really
that,
want those
absolutely-
supplies, though, right?
When you
Is
put it
there
like
a
that,
way-
absolutely not.
Is there a way to slow down the flooding of the ship if we try to?
Yeah, can we like help
I mean, you have
damage-
no idea what the status of the flooding is.
Can we like comms the captain, see if there's anything we can do to
Okay.
aid with damage
You go to
control?
talk to the captain, and the captain's just like, "Oh, so now you're talking to me."
There was jamming in place, sir.
There's still jamming in place.
Look, we want to help make sure these people get out of there just fine. Is there a way that we could slow down? A way to help for us to help slow down the
I
flooding?
mean, do you have an industrial mech and 50 tons of armor plating? Because some of those bombs went clear through the ship.
Let me look at
No.
the inventory
You got
here.
guys sealing compartments on the lowest levels, but that is not going to contain it.
Go down and pump the bilge.
There's no armor plating in that.
That's correct. There
Crew.
is no armor plating in that.
a lot of weapons.
You also don't have an industrial mech.
yeah.
Now, I will say this. You could send Ronin down there with the flamethrower if you'd like to risk being trapped inside of a ship that's sinking.
I'd say that's entirely on.
Does the
Ronan.
Flashman have
Okay.
jump jets?
No, it doesn't.
No.
Then
That's just really fast.
that's a whole non-starter right there.
Okay.
You can't even get up and down.
What would the flamethrower be used for?
Welding.
Can we
I mean-
use like medium lasers for that, or
No.
just straight up melt it?
Yeah,
It's
medium
just-
lasers vaporize.
Way too hot.
So if the ship is going down, is there time for the heavy loader to get the cargo on and off, or no?
It's not clear.
Okay.
So
Can
as
we-
over
our
the
mechs-
next few minutes, the ship begins tilting slightly, a few degrees port side.
Can we start dumping all the rest of the cargo over the edge?
You want to take all of the supplies that are on the ship and dump it in the cargo.
They're gonna sink anyways.
All right. Yeah, you can start kicking crates off the side.
I mean, anything to lighten the load and give us an opportunity. Will it be
Sure.
enough to give us any kind of added opportunity there?
Yeah.
So is it? You say it's sinking port side?
Yes. I mean, the whole ship is sinking. It's just rolling port side as it's happening.
Could I stand over to the starboard side?
I want to
Maybe
point out that
lean
your
back
weight is
and-
incredibly negligible to a ship that is a mile long.
Yeah.
How
I
deep
just-
is the harbor? Is the ship even going to submerge all the way? No one has asked that question yet.
That's actually a very good question.
It is a deep water port. This thing will fucking hit the bottom and you will be nowhere near the sunlight.
Awesome. So, all right. Well, let's under the guise of making sure there is enough time for the civilians to evacuate, we will begin pushing the cargo crates that we don't care about over the side.
The noise is horrific as you guys are just like pushing these crates across the deck, and it's.
Can I push the one we want closer to the ramp?
Of course.
Okay, I want to get it without squishing anybody. I want to get it as close to the ramp as I can.
I think while they're doing that, since I don't have hands, I'm going to try my best to try to help guide these civilians off this boat.
You're just like
As they
keep
put on the
moving
lock
this
Please keep an orderly
direction.
line. Do not push, do not shove. Please keep an orderly line off the ship. Thank you. There is no reason to panic.
We are here to help you. Oh.
Okay, with that, you do begin kicking these things over the side. You're not totally sure what's in them, but they seem exceedingly heavy.
Can we like check inside some of them?
When you begin checking the manifest, these are all like Ruffinian crates coming from what was the name of that company?
Is this like ore and shit?
Yeah, this is all the semi-processed and unprocessed ore coming from.
Oh well, it'll be fine. They can retrieve it later.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, they'll get the incredibly heavy stuff from the bottom of the ocean.
It's all right there.
Well, they couldn't get it off the ship anyway. It was going
That's not going to put you guys in further debt or anything.
Yeah.
Well, it was going to sink anyways.
Wait, are we not pushing it over to the land?
There's no way to get it there, right? Like you could push it that direction, but there's no way to get it from the ship there. There's only one gangplank way. There's crew operations to like pick crates up and push them off, but all the crew are occupied with the evacuation.
Can we push them off in such a way that they create a secondary bridge from ship to land?
No. I like that idea, but no. The crates are not long enough to accomplish that. You're like, what if I made a Jenga tower and then push it to the last second and they fell
Could he weld them
perfectly
together with the flamer and make a bridge?
You know what? I'll allow that. I will allow you to attempt that.
So Harbinger was stationed in this port. Does he
Yes.
like know any like crane operators that can help us?
Of course. I mean,
get
you're
this moving?
responsible for security. You're in charge of the port.
Yeah, so I want to see if we can.
So if I can get cranes or heavy lifters or something to help speed this up.
How do you want to do that?
I'm assuming that I have contacts that I can get on
Sure.
either
You
line of sight
go to
radio
call
or-
any of them
or-
and you are jammed.
Combine tasks. Okay, let's see if we can have Bandito cut through the jamming. Secondly, we will take Ronan's idea of creating a second bridge by welding all these crates together. And thirdly, we'll incorporate the crane idea to once we construct the bridge, the cranes will pull it out and across.
Here's the issue.
You will not be
I
able to
can
break through the
fix-
jamming. You can
I
create
can
a
fix
local
the
cloud.
I can fix the jamming for a little area, not for the big area.
So let me ask this.
How far is it to like the crane operations depot? Like, is this something that
I mean, by golf cart standards, it would take a few minutes.
okay, so if
You're just gonna go right out there. You're gonna get somebody to take you down and.
The Griffin has jump heads.
or if like Black Rabbit can take me,
Oh yeah, Black Rabbit can totally take you.
in the jump, in her mech because it's got jump jets.
Yep.
Doesn't the Griffin have jump jets?
The Griffin
Does,
is
but you
still
can do
not
all this
working.
before the Griffin is ready.
Yes, there's no one is working on the
okay.
Griffin. The Griffin is a paperweight.
We don't have the text to do it.
So if I can get to the harbor master's office and start getting a team out here with cranes or heavy movers or whatever they've got, I want to start that process.
Okay, sure. That is something you can do. You get down to the local Union Lodge. You begin
What about
calling guys up.
emergency tugs to keep the ship afloat?
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this is a deep water port. Surely they have.
I'm calling out all
Emergency
the
vehicles.
emergency personnel that are available to do.
So
all of the
it's not
things.
like these guys are sitting around doing nothing, right? But they don't have orders. People are shocked to see the ship coming back in. There was just a huge fight. Part of a skyscraper was destroyed. But I mean, you're the guy in charge. You're the security officer for this port. So when you're like, everybody get on the cranes, let's get back to work. The union rep guy is just like, let's do it, boys. We got them by the hour.
I say
It's
the magic
overtime.
word.
It's
Magic word.
Time and a half, motherfuckers.
Time and a half.
I want combat pay.
Combat pay.
Yeah, they deploy some tugs. The tugs are like going out there. They're sending some deep water divers down to start trying to plug the holes. You get a whole team out here trying to keep the ship from sinking through your quick thinking of asking literally anyone for help.
What's the distance between the deck of the ship and the dock?
Several dozen meters.
A dozen meters. Very little then, really. So what I want to do is I want to try and get my archer buddy with hands to try and tear off the top sheet of one of these container ships.
Okay.
Or one of the containers.
That's
so that it's
doable.
just a big piece of sheet metal.
Yep.
And then we just lay that down.
Yep.
From deck to dock, and people could just fucking run across it.
Okay, yeah, it's going to take you several sheets to do this, but you get it together, you flame wield it, then you have the archer dunk it in the ocean to cool down and pick it back up, and then lay it down, and it's very slippery, slidey, like people are just like crossing their arms and sliding down the dock.
Splash down shit.
But yeah, you get a whole second ramp going.
Your ramp here looks a bit of fun.
I aim to please, sir.
Would not try that with a mech though.
It immediately snaps in half, killing everyone on it.
Put the FU in fun.
What the FU in fun? Holy shit.
Can we get a crane to snatch the griffin off the deck and stow it somewhere?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the operator just like gets it down there. They have to send a team out there to
Claw
like
machine
lift
style.
it. Shoop.
Yeah.
So as that happens, the prime mover moves up and then like loads the griffin inside itself.
Our prime mover gets it.
Yes.
Our prime mover can get the griffin and the supplies.
It cannot.
Oh.
But it's temporarily putting the griffin inside so that Bubba can start working on it alone at least.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, the supplies are going to take up the whole prime mover.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Can I try to put the Griffin in like maintenance mode,
Sure.
like I did with the Devastator?
All right. So you're getting aid from Bubba. So you have a +1. And you are using so you need a 7-man Aztec team in order to do this. You're down 6. So you have a -6 to the roll. So in the end, you end up with a -5.
I can help to.
I'm already getting negative.
-4.
I have a plus. Which roll is it?
Security systems.
I have that.
Yep.
So I got +3, so I'll be rolling out a -1.
Okay, you hit an 8. Yep.
That's more than 8.
All right. It is going to take you 2 hours, but at some point you get in and break her password, bypass everything, and you pull Harbinger's.
I knew it was her brother's birthday.
What was the password?
That's a great question.
Did it involve something about shaming us?
It was like XOXO.
The password is Manus Haec Inimica Tyrannus.
That was close.
That's complicated. Doesn't sound like a birthday.
What's that mean?
Well, normally you'd be able to just Google it on Comstar.net, but Comstar.net's down. Do you speak Latin on your sheet?
No.
Okay, you have no fucking
I
clue.
speak Greek.
You know what? I'll let you make a roll.
I mean, it is a derivative of Latin, so
I'm
You need to
gonna
make a
go
10 on a
with-
Greek language check, and you will have learned enough Latin in order to
To get what on it?
a 10.
Okay, I'll try it. That's not a 10.
Would you like to edge or re-roll in any way?
We'll Google it later.
You're like, I'll just Google it now in real life and then pretend I don't know what it means.
Correct.
So you don't know what it means. You pull Harbinger's gyro data out of his new mech and put it in his new mech.
All right, that was the thing. Man, I've been doing this a lot lately.
Folks, it's been an adventure.
Thank you for
So, yeah,
sacrificing your mech twice.
the pair of barons, the baron and the baronet, approach you, Harbinger, and Baron Kirsch says, "Sir Harbinger, you've done an excellent job. Excellent job. I knew that you would when I sent you as a messenger, sir. When I sent you as a messenger.
Thank you, Baron.
I was hoping that you might join my organization, my umbrella of daring resistance forces that have been combing the local area, protecting and defending. Now that we have multiple Battlemechs, I was hoping that perhaps the hunchback that I see over there, that you can literally see through the other side, we might donate that to Sir Citadel, and then we'd have a group of the three of you. Between Renwalt and Harbinger and Citadel, we'd be able to get a little, trio of mechs defending the people, gathering up military support. What do you think about that, Sir Harbinger?"
Sounds like a great plan.
Excellent.
I'm in.
All right, good.
Is the Cyclops still intact? Or did it?
Is the
blow
what
up? I don't
intact?
remember.
No, it lost its XL engine.
Oh, okay.
It lost the torso.
All right. Well, the Hunchback
is
is still on loan to us.
It's not the same hunchback.
This is not that
Hunchback.
hunchback. This is
What is
another
Citadel's
hunchback.
space when he said that he was going to pilot that hunchback?
This is the Trahan hunchback that the brother was piloting and only has
Gotcha.
one internal space left.
Yeah.
in the freaking center torso.
So just to be clear, Baron Kirsch has essentially claimed the hunchback as
Yeah.
Citadel's. I want to make sure you guys are okay with that out of character before he just literally outright steals a mech from you.
I mean, we do have plenty of parts on that container, and having an additional force operating somewhere else against the clans, I don't necessarily see as a bad idea from a tactical standpoint.
Lasts like 5 seconds. Okay.
I mean, it's Citadel.
It's Citadel with the hunchback with 1 point of armor in the center
Well,
torso.
they can fix it
Well,
up.
presumably they'll be able to fix it up a little bit. They have some level of resource.
So when you say that, Baron Kirsch comes over and says, "Yes, we managed to steal a number of supplies from the clans when they left Castle Kirsch, and I left that beautiful Devastator all primed and ready to go for you. Also the Victor, although from what my men tell me, the Victor is now like legless or something. We're going to try to get it working as soon as possible again, but it's not like there's a lot of...
We have legs for you, though, in case
you do not
get
have
away.
heavy rated legs or assault
Yeah,
rated
we do.
legs.
Yeah, we do.
We have the Awesome's legs.
Yeah.
That are assault class.
So he says, if you would wish to bring those out to us, we would certainly accept them. But I'm going to take whatever supplies we manage to steal from Castle Kirsch and return to my ancestral keep, and we will begin our resistance militia out there, continuing to gather supplies and information. Because if there's one thing I can tell about your organization, it's that you have literally no fucking idea what's happening at any moment.
Baron, if you don't mind, I'd like to leave my former mech to Sir Harridan. I think that he can make more
You're talking
use
about the
out of-
Caesar.
Yes. I feel like he can probably make more use out of the components than...
I assume that he'll be able to use the
ammunition than
Gauss
we
rifle
can.
ammo. Yes.
Exactly, yes.
It's your mech, sir. You do whatever you want with it.
Just didn't want to speak out of turn, Baron.
Of course, of
Since
course.
you're my new employer, apparently. so.
Employer, but I am not your baron. So, unless you'd like to pledge loyalty to me, I wouldn't say no.
We can speak of it.
Okay.
Sir Harridan, I hope that, perhaps you can salvage something of use out of this.
I appreciate the gesture, sir. It was an honor fighting alongside you.
For me as well.
Well, now what should we do with Lady? What was her name again?
I do want to get on the comms to the
Isabel
Baron.
Sohan.
I do want to speak also to the Baron.
All right, which Baron?
I'd say Baron Kirsch.
Okay, yeah.
So Baron Kirsch is Sergeant Olson. As the Hunchback is rightful salvage for our operation, we do appreciate your continued support in our resistance operations. So we're more than happy for you to claim that as part of your operation, and we hope that our mutual efforts will be taken into account when the dust has settled, and we look forward to continuing our positive relationship in the future.
Well, let me tell you something, Sergeant Olson. I'm sorry, didn't catch your first name.
Molly.
Molly, let me tell you something, Molly. From what I can tell, your countess is going to require a lot of political support after this particular incident, and I would be happy to lend whatever credibility I have towards having her not be whatever will happen.
That's great to hear, Baron. That's exactly the kind of continued cooperation that I'm talking about.
Excellent. I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Certainly. Olson out.
So, like, the Baron looks around and he's like, okay, I think we've got things wrapped up here. You've just got one problem.
Which is?
What are you doing with the Caesar? I'm sure we can have your man rip the Gauss rifle ammo out of it, but then you've got most of a good mech sitting around.
Indeed.
Can we ask Harbinger, is there any place here in the stock facility that we can stow it for now?
I mean, yeah,
to be
you could
reclaimed later?
stick it in a warehouse somewhere.
Okay. Maybe someplace we could quietly stow it.
Stick it somewhere in a warehouse and then send someone to fetch it later.
Gentlemen, I'm not sure that there's going to be any quiet given what's happened here today, but
Fair enough.
I can certainly put a company of
Isn't there a
folks
deserted
watching it.
warehouse at the edge of town?
I should just
Well,
say, I guess secure as possible.
I think that the Hunchback went through that one, but
Oh, that's
Kool-Aid Man style. But
fair point there. Yes. Much like what happened in
But
Immortal,
sure I can,
Immortal Warrior 47.
exactly. But I'm sure I can get some Teamsters to watch it for you until you're ready to come back for it.
Excellent.
Would be extremely
But
great.
we can probably at least move the 15 Gauss rounds over to the Devastator before you set off.
That would be very much appreciated.
Let me make sure I got everybody's salvage and shit before I switch maps.
And I want to talk to the captain of the ship one last time.
Okay, the captain of the ship doesn't want to talk to you. But, I mean, you're in a mech, so you can just force your way to do whatever you want.
Okay, I'll walk right up to the bridge.
All right?
Captain, are you there?
I
Hello,
am
I
here.
see you. I would ask you to remember one thing in the future, sir. Calling someone, I do appreciate that with the occurrences here that happened today were very unorthodox and very out of sorts. However, I am no terrorist. We have done our best to save the civilians on this ship. We have done this best to save you and your ship. So I'd appreciate it if you don't keep calling me a terrorist. Thank you and good day. And I close the comms and I walk off.
For anyone that's still listening on the communication, there are some choice words about how terroristy that fellow is. Couldn't be more terrorist.
So is the ship still sinking at all?
The ship is not still sinking. You have deployed divers, you've deployed emergency welders. Everything is going to be A-okay.
Turn around, Alpha strike that bitch.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Right in the bridge.
Right in the bridge. Thank you, good day.
That's when Rad reveals that his character arc is an undercover Steel Viper agent sent to destroy them politically from the inside.
Not an episode goes by where I don't think to myself, it's such a good thing that Butch McGurk is not here. Like, this would have gone so sideways. Like, every opportunity it could have gone sideways, it would have gone sideways. He would absolutely be the wrong person to have in this particular section of the campaign. Especially after they drug his mom out on TV and shot her. It would have been bad decision after bad decision after bad decision.
Yeah, man. If someone drug my mom out on live television and executed her, I would be really upset.
Yeah, I would. You definitely.
And if I had a 100-ton war machine in order to seek revenge with, there would probably be some issues.
For sure.
So we are, let's see here. You guys headed out. It takes you a few hours to load everything up, and then it's going to be 8-hour transit back to your base. So you split apart from Harbinger and the rest of Team Barony. Let's call them Team Nobility. I like that. I like the name Team Nobility.
Okay.
You spend 18 hours deployed, which means it is 1400 on the 19th. So September 19th, 3051, 1400 hours. You would have expected your other team to be back, essentially having the same mission as you, and they are not back. Your communication jamming is still in progress. Only like an area around your mechs is available, like near point to point. Bandito, at some point you try to crack the jamming, and you are considerably more effective at it than Ronan.
I did do that, yes.
Yes, and the reason for that is you're using a clan communication system. You have a clan cockpit.
Oh, yeah.
So your ECM is way more powerful. When you guys get back to base, I think you're the only ones there. The only one left is Rapier, who's sleeping when you arrive.
Where did we? Can you remind me where we sent what we sent everyone else to do?
You sent everyone else to Raffinia with
One of
the second prime mover in order to shoot out all of the elementals in the area, or stop any ambushes along the way. And recover the supplies that you negotiated from the operations officer, Steve Gary.
Right.
And Pocket Hunchback.
Yes, you did, in fact, bring a Pocket Hunchback in the Prime Mover, just in case it was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
It had some AC-20 rounds left, so yeah.
It did. It did, in fact, have some AC-20 rounds left.
Do we talk about how the clans found us on our way back to base at all?
I don't know, do you?
Do we just assume that it was from pinging radars? Do we think?
I would imagine we still do a full breakdown of the mission. Work things out. What happened? What surprised us? What went right? What went wrong? What could we do better next time?
So, like, we would know that once we're found, we're easy to satellite track, right?
Yep.
So, and we know we've been found.
I mean, you know that they dropped bombs on you and then didn't engage you, which is pretty weird.
Extremely weird.
So, at some point, the clan knew our location.
Yep.
And from that point forward, it's not difficult to satellite track for walking.
Also true.
100-ton vehicles. So I'm not entirely sure we want to go straight back to base.
And what would you like to do?
I just mentioned this over comms.
Okay.
All right. Well,
So if they don't already know where our base is, that seems like that would be a pretty good way to announce to them where it is. We're currently on their radar for all practical purposes.
I'm open to recommendations. We're going to need to figure out some way to avoid the sight line, which is literally the damn sky.
Do we know geographically if there's any way to do that, Arthur?
I mean, the only place you could avoid their sight line would be to go all the way to the northern side of the continent and go hide in the canyon, box canyons.
Oh, I really don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that either.
The growth spalt, or whatever they're called. I don't speak German, unfortunately. Or Latin, or French.
Is it common for clans to bring satellites with them?
You have no idea. I mean, this is a non-typical clan invasion. They're coming with a lot of forces for a minor objective.
Yeah, this is definitely peculiar because they have more than enough resources to crush us at any given point should they know where we are, and they have not yet done so.
Well, I'll point out of character that you have heard that they are fighting all across the planet against scattered and varied forces in different locations, but
From what I'm guessing is that a section of the Steel Vipers came here under the guise of coming in doing a raid mission or a planet invasion. And that section of Steel Vipers are the ones that we pissed off back in core. They're here trying to kill us now.
I mean that's not a that's not a
not a guess.
hypothesis. That's a that's a
It's a
true
known.
fact right there.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
The one with the rabbit ears.
What did you guys do that made a clan so mad at you that they took over a planet?
We beat them. But
All right.
Molly wouldn't say that. She wasn't
Let
there.
me
She's
explain
also
something
curious
about
what the
clan.
answer is.
Let me explain something about clan. They don't like back shots. They don't like melee. They don't like it when you don't play by their rules, even though they don't tell you their rules, unless you try to hack into it.
Oh,
And apparently,
they also find that asking about the rules to be highly offensive as well. It's rather irritating.
they also don't like you using two names, as in like your first or last name.
Indeed. Like
Essentially-
Black Rabbits, for instance, even though that is your handle, they would find that extremely offensive.
Wait a second. Did you guys tell him your guys' first and last names?
No, I did not. The
like-
captain did.
Did we?
You did, sir. You
I
did.
did. I did. Yes, I very much did so. Yes,
You went. This
I
is Lieutenant Maxwell Harridan,
I did. Yeah.
and they took offense to that. Yeah. I'm not sure how all that. I guess all that at once was enough to piss them off to declare something that would then want to make them kill every single one of us and anyone genetically aligned with us.
I do believe they consider us to be some form of heretics or something.
Maybe. I'm pretty sure it's called us scum. Which
So you encountered a group of extragalactic zealots
Yes.
and managed to put yourself on their shit list
Yes.
in short order.
Very much so. Yes. I actually did not take a very long period of time. It was rather quite remarkable, actually.
well, considering I think it was only a small list of them that pissed them off.
Are there
Because
other-
again,
Me.
Are there other people? Were there other people in your unit at the time that you would be concerned that they could be other places tracking down those other people at this point?
No.
I highly doubt it. No.
We cut to Butch McGurk. He's ripped the arm off of an axeman and is beating the axeman with the arm.
Holding the axe.
Everyone is chanting,
The crowd is
El
going
Guapo,
wild.
El Guapo.
No.
And you're like, no, I can't think of anybody that might have been with us.
yeah, I'm pretty sure they're fine. But again, since as you pointed out, they definitely do have the power and equipment. If they really wanted to carry through this trial of annihilation, they probably would have done it by now.
All right, so let me ask this. Can we just walk into the ocean and move down the shoreline and pop back up,
That would be extremely difficult.
several dozen
And
miles
we would
later.
probably fall many times, destroying pieces of our valuable armor.
Plus, we do have the heavy mover with us that's loaded with supplies.
So
Yeah.
I think if we go back to base, that will probably be the last time we go back to base.
That was what I was going to suggest is either we go back to base, repair what we can, and get ready to go take the castle back. Of course, sir, that's entirely up to you. This is your unit.
Basically, as far as we know, Castle Crow is like the only base of clan mechs currently left on this continent. Is that right?
As far as you know, yeah.
To our knowledge.
You did hear that the elementals that were at Castle Kirch went elsewhere, which is how the Baron managed to turn the population against the clans and also leave those nice mechs there for you and steal some supplies and gave you information.
Didn't that this said it was like there's more elementals than the one that we took care of?
That's correct.
Okay.
There were more points of elementals located there than just the 5 that were defending the base.
Personally, I'd like to try to find our support lance and medium lance, but I don't think we'll have the ability to.
Right now, my mech is not exactly what you would call in fine shape.
I believe a lot of our mechs are not in what we call fine shape.
Well, we only have one place where we can repair our mechs. The problem is, if we go there, we're probably going to have to repair, clean up shop, and get the hell out.
Yeah. Or fight like hell trying to defend it.
Black Rabbit, you've literally created a generationally classic art that once photos begin spreading across social media will be considered one of the finest minds of a generation. Leaving this base behind is like leaving a child behind.
I don't really want to leave.
I can't believe you took that. All right, cool.
I don't think any of us do.
Well, we have two potential possible lines of difficulty with that. One is ground attack. Thankfully, we do have the seismic sensors in place. We at least have some advanced warning there. The other avenue of concern would be aerial bombardment. I'm not quite certain what we'll be able to do to protect ourselves.
Well, luckily the thing is underground, so
yes, but
if they drop enough bombs,
you saw how many bombs they dropped. Bombs they dropped on that ship. You know, it's only a matter of time before a mountain becomes a pile of gravel.
how big is whatever we have the base underground in?
What do you mean, how big? It's the size. I mean, you've
Like
been there.
How deep underground is it, or whatever
Not
mountain?
that deep underground. It's the length of one leopard dropship underground. So, like,
that
maybe
whole
100
like
feet.
map that we in, is that not included?
Yeah, it's not that deep underground though.
So it'd probably offer
Determined that leopard
protection
was
from mechs
scrapped,
for a
right?
time, but
Yeah,
hundreds of tons of explosives, probably not so much.
the answer to your question is it's about 200 feet underground.
200 feet is a pretty long way.
That's pretty far underground.
That's considerable
Well,
distance.
That's a lot of protection.
The fact of the matter is we're in no shape for a fight right now, and there's only one place we can go. So really, the only follow-up question is, what do we do after that? And I think that the only viable option is that this is a one-stop shop. We get to go in, get done what we get done, and at that point, we're going to have to evacuate.
Evacuate or attack?
Or both. Either way, the enemy's behavior is highly irregular and unpredictable. They had us in their sights, and they chose to delay or, I don't know, otherwise inconvenience us when they easily could have brought additional assets and destroyed us on sight. They know where we are.
Remember, these are the clans, sir. I don't think they wanted to destroy us with an orbital bombardment. I think they wanted to weaken us to make it easier for them to be able to eliminate us face to face. After all, no body, no kill.
Well,
Question.
no one knows
About
what
trial-
makes them upset better than you do, sir. So I would defer to your expertise.
I am exceptionally good at it. It's a skill, really.
Question about the trial of annihilation. I'm pretty sure. Would Bandito know that means like all fair game, kill, kill, kill?
Yep.
As in, they wouldn't be toying; they would just be trying to murder.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think they're trying to toy with this. Nor would they care to play dirty.
Say they were trying to toy with us, and I understand that all's fair in this sort of thing, but you have to
in love
understand
and in war.
to even
I think-
declare such a thing, sir, there's got to be a bit of personal vendetta here.
Certainly.
think-
Someone is angry at us, and not just the normal levels of "Ooh, I want to kill you." No, someone is deeply enraged, and I want to know who it is and why.
What I'm thinking is that someone is angry at this, but they don't have the access to the resources in total, as in they don't have direct access. They're able to sneak in something every now and then. But as far as what they're trying to get us with is what they're trying to get us with.
I think the captain has it right in that the goal here is literally a public execution. All roads seem to lead to Castle Crow. They've been pulling out members of your unit and broadcasting executions.
Oh yes,
They're doing everything they can.
Draw us in there.
They're doing everything they can to bring you to a specific place to kill you in a specific way, kill us in a specific way. Because otherwise, I think they could have done it by now.
Well then,
Because they know that they're tracking us, and we honestly don't know how long they've been tracking us. It could have been well before the port.
that is entirely possible. Right. So with Castle Crow, we have two very clear options here. We either walk directly into the trap, or we recognize it's a trap and do what we can to maximize our effectiveness when
All
they
right.
spring.
Can I cut this tactical discussion short? Are you guys returning back to the base? Sir,
I think yes.
This is an Arby's.
Yeah.
That's what I could ask. We can save the discussion for during the week and for the next episode. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's fine.
I know I'm interrupting this, but I'm
No, it's
like,
okay.
we're going to have a half episode. And I'm like, oh, Glimo, we got it done. Okay, we'll just move to the next part. Now we got Glimo locked here for a half an hour waiting for us to wrap it up.
You'll remain.
I'm fine.
here
I'm
until the
I'm gonna
end of
watch it
time.
anyway. So whether I'm watching it live or later, that's cool with me.
I think that's the meat of the discussion anyway. I think it's pretty much come to a head. We know that we got to go home, and then we think we're probably going after the castle.
Okay.
With whatever resources we have. So yeah, we go back, and there's nobody there except Rapier.
Yep. That's what we'll
Saving.
pick up next episode.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Guys,
Like opening scene, I'm kicking his foot to wake him up.
take 55 experience points.
55.
And you'll
Yay,
get 1
and-
point of edge for keeping the ship from sinking.
Can I donate my 55 XP and my
You
edge
cannot,
back
but
to
I
the-
will tell you what, sir. From time to time, I may send you messages on Discord and or Twitter asking you what your character would do in a certain situation.
Excellent.
Who knows? You may return in the future as a guest once more, piloting a.
In my 17th mech.
No, I wrote it down. I know what you're piloting now. I just got to go back to my notes.
I think he's saying that he's going to.
That one will
Eventually
blow
just-
up.
You
and
are piloting a griffin.
He's saying that he might not be piloting the Griffin anymore due
He
to.
comes back. He's piloting a Black Knight with a giant Roman.
No, King Crab.
Oh my gosh.
King Crab. Wow. Man,
Pulling out all the stuff.
you really are a Raddosaurus fan. Okay.
I thought about asking you for that, but I thought that would really put me on,
I mean,
someone's bad side.
let me tell you what, the level of combat power of that unit that you faced would have been much higher in order to deal with the King Crab. It wouldn't have just been one hunchback popping out of a building. Guys, thanks for joining us. This is a shortened episode because I didn't know how long it would take. I wasn't sure if I'd get cornered or not, and then I got cornered. And I don't know what the players are going to do next week, so I have nothing set up. Hopefully, they tell me during the week this week what their plans are. I'm going to go ahead and get Grimdark James on the phone as soon as this show is over and let him know that in like 3 or 4 weeks, he's going to be running the Castle Crow defense mission from the clan side. So that's where we're at. He's been very interested at Lexing these fucking players, and he's about to tear their shit up. I'm like, here's the forces you've got, and I'm going to show him the maps so that he gets a little bit of time to take a look at them.
If it's any of the guests that we've had so far that could literally pick us apart with ease, it would be him.
He's going to be like, all right, I use the power of my mech to stand over top of your mech, negating your ability to shoot at me.
What?
Then I take 2 steps backwards, and I do the truffle shuffle maneuver.
There's no way we win that fight.
Which gives me a +4 to my attack roll. Or
Unless
minus
James,
4.
unless James pulls punches, there's no way we win that fight, in my opinion. There's just outgunned, outskilled, outexperienced.
Then I think it's going to be a really good mean season finale when you all die.
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, let's do some outros. Let's start with Gleemo. You know, you survived again. You've got another new mech.
This one's better, though. It's not hobbled.
I mean, it's, missing some armor. The center torso got shot up pretty good. The head got shot up pretty good. But, hey, why not? Hey, everyone, I'm Gleemo. I'll be live on this Sunday on twitch.tv/Gleemo playing Call of Cthulhu. So please come on over, go insane with us. It's lots of fun. Come to the dark side. We have cookies. I had a great time playing Battletech. Thank you all for having me. Thank you for reminding me just how lethal Battletech can be in the very first round of combat.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely love to do it again someday, and
We'll talk.
We'll just keep counting up how many mechs I can pilot.
Look, as I said at the beginning of the show, I'm scouting you to get you on some more shows and stuff. So
I would love that, Arthur. I really would. Especially
I heard that you are interested in cyberpunk.
If you do that,
possibly
cyberpunk
set in
thing,
the year
then
2020.
Really?
I would be all over that.
Did somebody say cyberpunk?
All right, look, motherfucker, I know you're into cyberpunk. Sid, I want to tell you something, Sid. I feel like I'm on the outside loop with you, man. You posted a thing on Twitter a couple weeks ago where you were like, I've got this great idea for a D&D campaign. And I messaged you and I was like, what's the idea? I want to hear about it. And I got nothing. I'm waiting for you to drop some more leaks on Twitter. I'm an outsider here. I thought we were friends.
I haven't mentioned it to anyone else, mostly because I had like a rough nebulous concept of an idea that I haven't had a chance to sit down and even really think about it yet. So I'm like, let's wait. Also, it might get to the point where it's like, I don't want to tell anyone about it because I want to run it.
Yeah, I want you to run it, but I also want to know everything.
Time to run it.
I want to know everything there is about it, so I can steal all your ideas. It's gonna be like what happened to my show 2 years ago, where I was like, I'm gonna announce a show, and someone's like, I'm gonna announce the exact same show, and I was like, you what? You didn't even change the name. It's the exact same name.
Gonna be in the same time slot too.
It wasn't that bad.
What show was that?
I'm not even gonna talk about it.
There was a couple. I was here during that time.
I know
period.
it was rough. It was a rough time, and I'm past it now. No, I'm actually not past it. I could feel myself getting angry just talking about it.
Tune into my new show, Critical Role. That's
Mondays, it's Critical Role. Wednesdays, it's Encounter RP.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Encounter RP still exists. Actually, they're going pretty strong, and they're on the D&D channel. They are in a completely different direction. Gleemo.
I still pop in every once in a while and say hi.
We're in a totally different direction. We were doing an outro. Remember that? Twitch.tv/Gleemo. Sunday nights every other week, starting this week.
Yes, 8 o'clock.
Twitch.tv/Gleemo.
And twitch.tv/Gleemo and Cthulhu.
You're too far over. More towards the center of your face. There you go. That right there. That's perfect. We can read it. Pulp Cthulhu. Fantastic. Someone said this is the only show in town. Tanorex, that's not true. I feel like in their defense, I must mention that Death from Above is still broadcasting live on Saturdays. Zombie Orpheus' YouTube channel and on Twitch. So if you're looking for another show, one exists. Speaking of something that exists, let's talk to Raddosaurus. He is a thing that exists in this place at this time.
I persist on the material plane despite many people's efforts to end that existence. I had fun tonight. It was a little bit of a short episode, but that's okay. Sometimes they're short. We expertly cornered and subdue the closet terrorist who claims that we're terrorists, and took her into captivity. I don't know what we're going to do with her, other than just basically hold her captive for the remainder of the invasion.
Probably kill her.
What I'm looking forward to is if she's still alive, finally having Countess Crow come back and be like, now I'm going to fuck up everybody who attempted to hose me during this entire thing. Because isn't she like the highest ranking noble on the planet?
So,
or on the continent, at least. Like,
yes, she is the highest ranking noble on the continent, and that's the problem. That's why these 4 nobles were opposing her, is that they're barons and lords and ladies who were just displeased with her.
They're all pissy that she got.
They thought one of them would become the count or countess of it.
It was literally the Lyran government that put her in place here.
Yes, exactly. Well, it wasn't even Lyran government. It was Lyran military intelligence was like, oh yeah, let's sweeten the deal here.
Right. So like she is very legitimately outranks like everybody on the continent.
Yes. So but she is not the highest ranking noble, right? So this is a whole side quest thing you guys haven't even got into, but at some point, someone needs to fill the empty throne, right? The planet has no planetary ruler, which is why they're in this situation.
She wasn't the planetary ruler?
No, she's not. There are 2 other counts, one for each continent. And what you need to do is get 50% of the nobility of the planet to vote for you during a count election.
I see.
Which is why Baron Kirsch was like, I'm on your side now because I'm helping you guys out. He's low-key telling you guys, like, and of course, if you execute Lady Isabel Trahan, that's one less person opposing you.
Right.
Don't worry, it's all going on in the background. I'm keeping track of who's on your side.
I've been generally paying attention to it. I'm just most interested in how the Countess is what's she gonna act like when she gets back, if she's still alive.
Who knows?
That's my biggest. That's the RP thing that I'm most looking forward to. Like, we've had all these people constantly get in our way and try and like, oh, this is our opportunity to squash out these Crows people who've come in here and usurped our political aspirations. And now she'll finally, if she comes back and brings down the hammer on all of these jerk faces that have attempted to seize this opportunity to take her out of power. Like the guy at the factory who's like, we're going to make this new deal and I expect you to honor it, or I'm going to turn you into a clans. I'm like, well, deals made under duress, like, don't hold any sort of like legal, they don't stand in court really, because it's literally under the threat of a gun. So no contract you sign in that situation is legal or binding.
Sure.
So it'll be interesting just how all the political stuff plays out. I'm not particularly interested in playing much of a part in the political stuff, but I am interested in seeing how it plays out. My character just wouldn't care or want anything to do with any of that. But we'll see. So yeah, I'm excited about the stuff. I really want to spend a turn doing the electronic warfare and figure out where all the ghost signals have been coming from that we have yet to determine, because I think that will be a last important key that we need to know before we move forward.
Can I do that now? I'm sorry, we're in outros.
So I'm interested now.
Listen up, Pondo. Write it down right now so you don't forget next week. Or in like 7 episodes, someone's going to be on the YouTube comment and be like, did Pondo ever do that thing?
There's stuff going on with Crimson, so I'm interested in what all that's going on over there, you know, because Comstar's got like weird things going on the planet too that we're like semi-aware of, but not really aware of. So I think there are a lot of moving pieces that I'm excited to see get resolved at the end of the season. Whether or not our mercenary company survives to the end of the season or not. I'm still interested to see how everything gets resolved at the end. I think for me, the story has become larger, like specifically this season, the story has become larger than just our like lance of characters that we've been playing this whole time. So, you know, if we do face off against James and he annihilates us, I still feel like new characters come in and it's still a compelling story that people would want to, what's the aftermath of this? What happens, you know, to this, to all of this. So,
I'm glad that you're, you know, keeping track of that.
I am. Yeah, I have thoroughly enjoyed the storytelling thus far on this show, and I feel like Arthur's done a good job of laying groundwork in previous seasons, and now in this season, it's kind of all it's rising to the top, to where you can really kind of start to experience consequences and repercussions and chain reactions and stuff that have taken place up to this point. So.
Thanks. I actually super enjoy that because I did spend literally a year planning to get to this point, and I was like, does anyone care about all this stuff that I'm doing in the background?
It shows, and I'm paying attention to it.
Really,
and that's why, you know, I went on a tirade, I don't know, a couple episodes about what's important about characters to me. And again, this is just like, this again serves my purpose of, I'm interested in the greater narrative, and I enjoy having characters that play a part in that narrative, but ultimately it's the grand story that I'm most invested in. Because I feel like that's the story that we all tell together, and that's what matters. And it's cool to do that in essentially a tabletop war game. And it's not, I mean, it has like kind of an RPG bolted onto it, but in all practicality, like Battletech is a war game. It's not really, like I said, the RPG aspect is just a bolt on. So I feel like Arthur has done a really good job of bringing the RPG aspect to the show and making it, I don't know, making it really fun to follow, right? It's the difference between the like 80s cartoons that would be like the episode is self-contained to like later in the 90s when they started doing like serialized.
Well, it's good because
series.
I've always been trying to do serialized episodes.
So yeah, I've enjoyed it. All of our guests have been a ton of fun. Thank you, Glimo, for coming out and playing with us. That was a ton of fun. We definitely hope you can come back and play with us some more. I think there's a lot more to Harbinger that we can learn and experience when he's not like blasted out of his mech on turn one. I really like the character concept of a semi-retired mech warrior who's like pulling security. I think that's a really cool idea. I'd be interested in
that was Arthur.
Okay.
So you'll have to ask him about it.
Well, I still like it. It's great. I mean,
it's the most Lyran thing you could possibly do. Where they're like, yeah, we have a ton of fucking assault mechs. Just take one, go home. You're a knight now. Congratulations. Welcome to the nobility.
So yeah, I'd love to see Harbinger and Glimo back again on the show. Yeah, I feel like once the dust is settled on the final battle, the guest star characters will be the only continuing link of the story, because all of the PCs will be dead, and they'll have to be that connective tissue between the old Lance and the new Lance. Yeah, that's it. That's my little. That's my post-game analysis, I guess.
It'll be Harbinger and Rapier.
Yeah, Harbinger, Rapier, and Citadel will be what's left.
And El Guapo.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lance right there.
Yeah. There you go. That's it. Bring everybody back. Sorry, everybody else. That's the new cast.
Yep.
So I actually want to comment on that. You might notice that over the years, I basically literally never had guests on. And a lot of people in the audience were pushing for guests on Battletech, and I was really resistant to it. Mostly because I always want to do what I want and never what anyone else wants to do, and I'm better at everything, and I'm not listening to you. And then I decided, you know what, I'll listen to you. And all the guests have been really good. And I feel like it'd be kind of cool if we get some of the surviving people back for like the final Take Back the Command Center episode, and just literally have like 12 people on camera at the same time, just run a giant fucking game where half of us are like on our phones getting a drink because our turn isn't going to be up for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And by us, I mean not me, because I'm just going to be the whole time like, okay, all right. Okay, I got to keep track of where everybody is. And then James is going to be like, I move here. And I'm like, you literally moved in the one spot that my 15 mechs can't shoot at. It is the single blind spot on the entire map. That's what's going to
All right.
happen.
It's been 45 minutes.
Is it my turn yet?
Roll initiative.
All right. Cotton, let's talk about you. Listen, what you don't know is that this whole time Rad's been talking, I've been listening to everything he said, and then Cotton and I are in an intense discussion about how to buy a jump ship. She's like, if I put a few points of experience, can I buy a jump ship? And I'm like, no, but let's talk about it.
Hi, I'm Cotton.
That is who you are.
I doodle and stuff. I've also enjoyed all of the guests we've had on. I don't think I have anything else to say.
Well, look, I hope you feel better without that heart medication.
Oh,
I don't suspect you will. Yeah, I know.
But then apparently I'll feel better eventually because the heart medicines make my blood pressure low, and that's why I've been dizzy. So I'll stop getting dizzy. I'll just have all of my heart problems again instead. So it's like a 50-50, maybe.
Okay.
You're playing the long game, Cotton.
I'll play in the long game.
matters.
Yeah.
After this is over, we're going to keep talking about that dropship thing. I'm interested. Take the experience points out. Don't put the experience points in that thing. Don't do it. It's not going to help you. A +7 is 250,000. That's a fraction of what you need.
I know.
By a fraction, I mean like 1/5000th. Speaking of someone who's 5,000 times better than I am, let's talk to Pondo.
I was wondering if you were going to go into a burn there, but then you kind of saved yourself.
I know. I was trying not to go into a burn. Look, my new policy is to not burn you anymore. After you got hurt, it hurt me. I've been trying for so long, I hadn't realized that my action would finally have a consequence. And the consequence came back around.
I haven't really. Have I reacted that much to it? I just that hurt. That stung a little bit.
I could tell deep inside you were drastically affected.
No.
Dramatically.
No.
Destroyed.
Sure. Okay.
Rethinking your life.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been interesting seeing everything kind of connect to each other. I've put the pieces together about this invasion. How it might not actually be a trial of annihilation to us, but mostly just like a regular planet invasion, getting supply raid with attack of the people, the Steel Vipers that we faced on core, trying to come back and finish.
Yeah, man, they're still Viper Classic. They're trying to bring it back to the 90s.
Yeah.
Hammer pants.
It's like the rest of the Steel Vipers we don't need to fiddle with the trial of annihilation. Those guys like, no. We got to do it.
So I want to mention, let me get my glasses. People who are deep into the lore would know that at this period of time, in September of 3050, all of the clan blood-named officers are heading, the clan invasion stops right now, and everybody heads back to the clan homeworld in order to have a big election for the new Ilkhan to lead the invasion. And that's why only this rogue group has broken off to attack you. They're against orders. They're off the edge of the map. They're rogue as fuck. Otherwise, there'd be a lot more people here trying to kill you.
That's why they seem to be unorganized and.
Because they're rebels. They're rebels with a cause, and that cause is genocide.
So these are specifically the guys that we embarrassed on that planet.
I mean, there were only 5 people on that planet that were left alive by the time they retreated. But these are their friends and co-workers, and also some of them.
So we are
everybody.
Again, I'm telling you, out of character. Your in-character characters don't know this. This is a little bit of tidbit for those people in the audience that are like, Arthur, are you sure that this is canon? And I'm like, bitch, this shit is so canon, they wrote a book about it. That book is called By Blood Betrayed. Pondo?
Get it on Amazon Prime right now. Link
No,
down below.
I mean, you could get it on Amazon Prime. And as long as you have Amazon Prime, you could head over to pondothemad.tv on Twitch and hit him with that Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime. No, you're not into that? Okay.
No, I mean I don't have.
It was really roundabout. I took a while to get there. I know.
I mean, it's mostly the thing of like that's not an option because I don't have any of the Twitch subscriber doohickey. I'm not a partner or an affiliate.
Pondo. All
Dude,
right.
I'm an affiliate.
I mean, it's not that hard.
I mean, my issue is that I'm not nearly as known as you, Sid, and B, I don't nearly stream in a consistent manner.
Well, neither do I. I can't even remember the last time I streamed on Twitch.
Even I'm an affiliate.
Again, it's just a matter of I'm not nearly as known as either of you two, or I've streamed nearly as much as you guys have. I don't think I was even close. I think I only have like 30 some followers on Twitch, and you need like 50.
We can get you there, buddy. Look, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to give a little bump to our boy, head over to twitch.tv/Pondothemad. Give him a little bump. Give him a follow. Punch up. Look, with an uppercut. Just fucking uppercut Pondo the first time. Don't do that. Oh my god. Could you imagine at a convention someone just walking up and uppercutting you?
I mean,
I don't want to be responsible for that. Don't uppercut Pondo.
I would just
no matter how funny it would be.
Punchable face that Rad keeps telling me that I
have. Have we ever considered that we're really bad at this?
Yeah, I've considered that like a long time ago.
I've never considered that. Bad?
All right. Pondo, you got anything else?
No, that's it.
Fantastic. SidAlpha.
Yes. Hello. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. I talked a lot more than I usually do.
I mean, there was a lot of talking this episode.
There was a lot of talking this episode, and it was a lot of good fun.
A lot of threatening.
Yes, I do enjoy the threats. The threats are nice.
Really?
No. No, I did have a lot of fun. Glimo was a pleasure to have as always, and I appreciate your coming on. And everyone else continues to be fantastic. I will continue to get them YouTube videos out for the rest of the week. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I'm actually going to have to start picking and choosing topics. So we'll see what I can get out over the course of the next few days. And then Monday, I have the Line of Sight weekly news roundup video over at youtube.com/exclusivelygames, and then my own YouTube channel at youtube.com/SidAlpha. And then I'm here for more Battletech next week. That's all I got.
Okay, it's good to hear that you'll be back next week.
I mean, will I be alone next week, or
I don't know. Is everybody else back next week?
Nah. I'm actually doing potentially. There's a possibility. I'm doing the very Texas thing of going and taking bluebonnet pictures with my. It's I don't expect people from other places to understand what that is. Texans every spring go and take pictures with mostly kids, but families take pictures in fields full of bluebonnets. It's a thing here in my state.
Okay.
So anyway.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, okay. I got to go take, I may or may not go take my kids to get bluebonnet pictures next Thursday, which means not that I will miss the episode, but that I might be my usual tardiness.
I was going to say, are you saying you're going to be late, Rad?
Usually when I say I'm going to be late, it's like I'm going to be like an hour late, not
that's fine.
Not like 15 minutes late.
Those are extremely.
I just want to be clear here. James said he needs 3 to 4
good.
weeks before he can show up on the show. So if you guys the next episode are like, let's attack Castle Crow immediately, I'm gonna be like, all right, well, we're breaking for 3 weeks then. I'll see you then.
It's good to know.
I feel like maybe you might want to take some time to repair your mechs and get some intelligence, but that's just me.
I would think so, yeah.
I want to point out you guys have literally never gathered a single piece of intelligence the whole time you've been on. Admittedly, you have been fighting and repairing mechs as much as possible, but
I mean, secondly to that, the intelligence has been just coming to us at certain points. So
it's been extremely passive intelligence gathering.
Yeah.
Speaking of extremely passive, let's talk about. I'm Arthur Perkins, and this is APGamingREAL. You know, I just left that hanging there because I don't feel like I'm a passive person. I feel like I'm very actively insulting people. Nothing? Nobody? All right. You know, I
I
try
don't know.
I try
do
all these
sense a little bit
jokes
of
just to see what
passive-aggressiveness.
sticks. You know, the word aggressive is part of the word passive aggressive.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
it's not a very active part. It's a very passive part.
I have nothing to say
I mean,
to that.
passive aggressive is two separate words.
It's hyphenated.
Is it hyphenated?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was never good at English or reading. I was like kidding.
Twitch.tv/Pondothemad, everybody. Head on
Yeah.
over there, give him a little bump. We'll be back next week, probably. Cotton, I hope that you feel better, because look, I remember that Cancel episode. It was literally the final episode, and you were like dying, and you were like, don't worry, everybody. Cough, cough, blood all over my hand. Blah, vomit everywhere. I could survive. That's fine. Don't cancel the episode on my part. Blah. And I was like, we will come back to this at another date.
Yeah,
It's just like, don't worry about me. Pale face, sweat pouring down it, bulging veins.
I
An
felt
evil
so
ghost
bad that you
dancing on the wall
canceled it.
behind her
I mean, we didn't cancel it. We just delayed it.
for like a month and a half.
For like a month.
Yeah, but still.
Gelsa was
just
like,
the-
when are we gonna have the final episode? I was like, I don't know, Gelsa. I don't know. Sometime this year.
I felt so bad. That was like the one day we could do it.
That's it for us, folks. We went way off the rails on this episode. Next time around, we'll do it again. I will see you then. I'm hosting Rachel Messer, so if you like watching people get shot with mage cannons, I guess stick around.
I'll
Have a good
probably
night.
join her.
Thank you, everybody.